my friend, Megami.
It's just gonna be like, oh no, what?
Like, you were very specific with the
Well,
word friend there.
I didn't mean to. What was going on is as soon as I hit start, I went, shit, I don't have a Danganronpa joke. So like it was going through my head and like I just stopped and I went, this is my, and then I was thinking and I went, you gotta continue talking, friend. I did not mean it to be a deliberate. I heard the deliberate part in my own voice as well, but I was like, I don't know how to like fix this. You were still like you were coming through on my mic and you were yelling. I was like, we're not yelling, laughing.
Let's start.
Yeah, let's play the video game. Do we remember what we were doing?
We're going to the movie theater.
That's right. We needed to go watch the movie because this is possibly an imitation murder. That was the worry.
Wizard of Monomi.
The other one was a Wild Gun Monokuma.
Hello there.
Oh, hello there, Hajime.
It is
I knew you'd come
9:30
here.
in the morning.
What?
It is 9:30 in the morning.
Oh, go to horny jail. That means you noticed it too, right? The case this time is an imitation case, in which the killer used that movie as their theme. I wouldn't know. I haven't watched that movie yet.
I see.
And you really should watch the movie first.
Hey!
The customer's here.
Did you call me? What?
Huh? Hajime's the customer? Do you have a problem with that?
What are you gonna do?
You said you didn't want to watch it, but I knew you wanted to see it all along. If that's what Tsundere Hajime looks like, then you're really a tough guy. You're so devoted to being tsundere, you even bought the Monokuma sticker for $1.5 million.
Huh?
You paid $1.5 million for a sticker? It's nothing.
Listen up!
Change for not watching this movie, Hajime paid $1.5 million for a Monokuma sticker. Well, since we're talking about it anyway, why don't you show it to Nagito? Stop it. But my resistance was in vain, and Monokuma reached into my pocket and took out the sticker. I'm sorry, I was born stupid. I need that sticker.
Same.
You bought this for $1.5 million? But in the end, he's still gonna watch the movie. Who cares about that anymore? Just hurry up and give me an invitation ticket.
Here!
Wizard of Monomi. 2.5D.
What the fuck is that supposed to mean?
Well, normally, like, the only time I've ever heard 2.5D used is with video games. There are some video games that, all of the graphics are 3D, but the game takes place on a 2D plane. Or there's, like, you know, there are multiple planes, but you don't, like, free run. How much watts does an LED use? Significantly less than, it uses significantly less than a standard watt bulb, or a standard filament bulb.
Get this sticker for $225, $250.
Is it sold by them, or is it a bunch
This
of
is
other
the red
people?
bubble.
Okay, I was saying, I'm assuming a
for
lot of people
170.
probably made it. A bunch of people probably made that sticker after
A
this.
shit ton of people. There's like 5 more suggested ones.
By the way, I can only give 1 ticket per person. You only have 1 chance to watch it for free. Already stamped today's date on the ticket, so you won't be able to cheat. Oh, that's going to be
Forward to it,
important
okay?
because if
Oh,
everybody's got a
snap.
ticket with the date on with the date stamped on when they saw the movie, that might matter later.
Hey,
Not the invitation ticket. I strongly recommend you keep that safe. No reason. Just think of it as a protective charm.
And I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, as soon as he said that he's stamping the date on the ticket. It even has the time.
Ooh.
The 13th at 10:04 a.m.
Nice.
Guess I should just wait until Monokuma finishes his preparations. And yeah, this is where that item should be on the top of the counter. Except it's not, because it was the bag. It was a tote bag made of hemp cloth with a decal of Monomi's face on it. Did that catch your eye? Okay, yeah. The tote bag is gone, that means...
What's this?
Whoa there! Are you interested in buying that tote bag?
Too bad.
It's already sold out. Who'd you sell it to?
You're so
There's no way I'd
stupid.
fall for that. There's no way I'd let something reveal who the killer is. So the killer bought it.
Shocking.
Shocking! Remember you said there was only one because it's a limited item, right? Not limited to one. It's more like it's limited to one person. What's the difference?
Hey,
When you buy one bag, you get another one free. It's a common practice to bait customers with bonus prizes. For some reason, hearing you say that pisses me off. So, they get 2 bags for
Well,
one,
now.
which means that there's somebody that has a second bag. I should forget that I carelessly made a slip of the tongue.
now then.
Looks like the preparations are complete, so please enter the theater right
I
away.
can't wait.
This is exciting, exciting. I have a feeling those lights aren't supposed to have like those big squares around them, but this game was made for the Vita, and so it's very poorly designed for this like setup. World famous director Monokuma presents a stunning masterpiece that that reduced American audiences to tears. The Wizard of Monomi 2.5D will be screening shortly. From the title alone, I have a bad feeling about this. 2.5D, that sounds so
Well
half-assed.
then, please relax and enjoy the film.
I made my Google say that, basically.
Monokuma was born in a remote village full of old people because the death rates outpaced the birth rates. One day, Monokuma was swept up by a tornado created by a helicopter gunship during a routine military exercise
What?
It's gonna be some
and
weird
was
shit.
whisked
Did you
away
not pick
to
that up?
Monomi's
I mean, I know,
country.
but it's just a military gunship?
Fair.
Monokuma wanted to return to his homeland so he could go back to pestering the old people for change. So he began his journey to see the wizard Monomi, who was rumored to grant any wish one desires. Along the way, he met a very loyal group of friends. Monokuma met a Monomi scarecrow who was missing a brain. When he recommended that she commit suicide, the Monomi scarecrow hanged herself and died.
Wild.
He also met a Monomi lion who was missing her courage, so
It's
he
all of
pumped
the
her full of
characters.
arrows.
We had the character that didn't have a brain, so was super gullible. We've got the lion who no longer has any courage. And we have, we're going to have at least one person who's going to be telling lies at the end.
But
The
who?
Tin Man.
Who has been pumped full of arrows?
It may have been...
He also met a
I don't know, let's see.
Monomi Tin Man who was missing a heart, so Monokuma sliced her into lumps of iron.
Yuck.
After a lot of
Maybe.
other stuff happened, Monokuma finally reached the wizard Monomi, the great and powerful. Eventually, one thing led to another, and he started beating the crap out of Monomi. And in the end, he somehow usurped the kingdom from her. With this, Monokuma enslaved the old people, took their pensions, and lived the rest of his days in luxury.
Amazing. Yeah, fuck them old
And
folks.
he lived happily ever after. The end.
Hmm. So at least part of that happened, which is
Yeah.
the gullible character, and then there was the character without any courage.
Yeah.
The character without any heart, I assume, is the liar.
Yeah.
But only one of them, but only one of the 3 that got the despair disease died.
Mm-hmm.
Phew.
Man, movies are the best. That drama was so moving that I needed 2 boxes of tissues. One for each hand, or one for each head.
So,
Now then, let's meet again at the class trial.
bye.
Too disgusted to even let out a sigh right now. That's all I can say to describe the situation.
One for each head, guys.
Yep.
My brain at first was like, oh, ha ha, because he's half
got two,
white,
yeah.
half black. And then I was like, nope,
No.
nope.
How was it? Actually, I don't even have to ask. I totally expected your reaction. That's honestly the worst movie I've ever seen. Is it even okay to call that a movie?
No.
Thanks to that
No.
movie, now you know, right? Yeah. Just like I said, the characters who were killed in the movie match the victims in this case. Ibuki's death by hanged matched the Scarecrow's death in the movie. Yoko was strapped to the thing and then probably stabbed with a bunch of stuff and to make it look like that.
That's fair.
Not just that, but Hyoko's suspended body matches the lion's death too. Yeah.
Okay.
But
It would have been a complete imitation if the killer killed 3 people, but it seems that wasn't possible. Perhaps the killer is upset about that right now, or the killer's main goal was just an imitation murder. They should be upset about it, but I'm not sure if that's even true. Leonardo Minomi has been added to the truth bullet section of the canon. It almost feels like whoever did this heard about what was in the movie but didn't watch the movie, because they would have gone for I don't know. Either that or they did the first killing. Oh wait, alright, that's not the exit. I always forget that the exit's over here. So then,
Wait, what was the other one? Let me see that close.
there's the Wizard Monomi, Wild Gunman Monokuma.
Okay. Can we check on our bunny? Or what is she now? Is she a bunny now?
She's Pygmy, I think.
Pygmy, yeah.
Let's see here. It's been a while. Oh yeah, she's got a little bit of a despair meter going.
I mean, it was always there.
Well, no, but I'm saying, like, we're at 3 despairs, where before it was,
2.
yeah, we'll just give her some coconut juice. When you give her presents, her, despair meter goes away.
Okay.
And since Ramune and coconut waters are actually not, like,
Favorites by anyone?
it's super easy to keep the despair meter down. I'm sure there's a thing where if you keep the despair meter like half and half between despair and hope, like if you let despair and hope live on together, it probably changes what the outcome of the animal is. Like whenever they first leveled up, we got Pygmy. Maybe when they level up again, since I've been keeping it nothing but max hope, no despair. Perhaps that'll mean something later on.
Well,
Like I haven't been here in a while, even though it's only really been a few days. Hey, you prepared the surveillance camera unit, right?
hey,
Yeah, so? I didn't make any weird modifications or anything. It's not like I'm suspicious or anything. Didn't you get that from the shady-looking alley where all those machines were lined up?
right.
Yeah, I just tweaked it a little. Then if there are other surveillance camera units, would it be possible to transmit a signal to the hospital from those cameras too?
Man.
No, that's impossible. Originally, surveillance cameras and surveillance monitors are only used as part of the same unit. Yep. The video that was filmed with the hospital camera can only be viewed on the hospital monitor. The video that was filmed with the music venue camera can only be seen on the music venue monitor.
Hey.
But if I left it like that, we wouldn't have been able to communicate, so I decided to swap the cameras. So that's how you guys were able to view the hospital footage from the music venue and vice versa. However, each surveillance camera unit manages its broadcast based on a specific number. So even if you bring the same model camera or monitor, you won't be able to interfere with the signal. Meaning, even if another surveillance camera exists, it'd be impossible to broadcast with it. However, I didn't just swap the cameras. Modified them and increased the wireless range. If I hadn't done that, we wouldn't have been able to use it. Did work on that. Is there left to investigate the surveillance camera? As long as the music venue's surveillance camera unit is destroyed, it's impossible to broadcast with this.
はじめ。
There's something I wanted to ask. You first discovered Ibuki's body at the music venue, right? But why did you go to the music venue? You had a reason for that, right? Did you see something with this camera?
That's right.
Oh, I wanted to ask you that. It'd be different if the surveillance camera unit could record, but it's only good for household functions.
Hey, hey.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I saw a strange video in that surveillance camera unit. For the music venue stage, there was a black curtain hanging like there is now. But the whole display was pretty dark because it was just using candlelight. There was a rope hanging from the ceiling, and beneath that, there was a stepladder on the floor. Right away, a person wearing a hospital gown and a hemp bag on their head appeared. I didn't know who it was because their face was covered, but now I know that music must have been Ibuki. I know now that it must have been Ibuki. She walked straight to the stepladder, and without any hesitation, she climbed the stepladder of her own free will, and then grabbed that rope. That's all I saw. The candlelight being used must have snuffed out or something because the screen went dark all of a sudden, and it wasn't displaying anything anymore.
Man.
Well, if the candlelight goes out, obviously nothing will show up. Modern surveillance cameras have infrared functions, so things can still show up in the dark, but the one I got from the machine alley was a really old model.
Well?
At the time you said you didn't know the person wearing the hemp bag was Ibuki, right? Yeah? You didn't know it was her, but you saw she was trying to hang herself, so you rushed over to the music venue to try and stop her. But I didn't make it in time.
Hey.
Still, if she climbed the stepladder on her own, does that mean she committed suicide? Wouldn't that mean she's her own killer? What do you think, Chiaki? There's no doubt Ibuki climbed the stepladder on her own. If so...
You.
No, the killer is the person that convinced her to do it. That's how this works. Don't think for so long. You don't know, just be honest about it. Well, of course she doesn't. There's no way she'd be able to figure it out so easily. Oh yeah, I need to investigate the conference room on the second floor. I'm heading over there. Why would she even mention that? It's because it had that black curtain. And now we can get that moment from the doll. I'm still missing at least one more in these rooms. Probably should.
Now then.
Finally getting back to my normal self.
Right!
Hajime, help me out with my recovery. You can touch my boobs if you win. No thanks. She was bearable when she was quiet. It'd be so much better if she was still feeling the after effects. She'd beat me up if I said that out loud. Anyway, why are you here?
Hey, hey!
Well, I've never been sick or hurt before, so I had no idea, but hospital gowns are pretty comfy. I was thinking I might as well keep wearing one. Don't tell me you plan to wear hospital gowns from now on. That's the idea, but it looks like they're out of stock. Welcome back. Looked like there was one gown for each patient room, so I thought there'd be more in the empty rooms. More in gowns? Yep, that's right. Ibuki died wearing one, so the only one left is the one Nagito was wearing. If I have no choice, then I should just use Nagito's. It's a unisex size, so I'll probably be able to fit in it. Well, what happened to the gown you were wearing? You saying I should wear the one I already wore? That's gross. Wearing clothes someone else was wearing is even grosser. No time to dilly-dally. Totally left Mikon back at the music venue. Crap, I gotta go back soon. Leaving her on the guard was a bad idea.
Uh-oh, boys.
You're not comfortable with leaving Mikon by herself?
No! She's the murderer!
Can I check any of the other rooms right now? No. I bet one of them is in room 2 where we never checked.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What, the doll?
Yeah.
I can tell you it's
Yeah,
not.
I remember you, Montes. You were here last time.
I can tell you where it is. I can look it back up, too, to make sure I'm right.
Where is it?
Pretty sure it's in her room. One of these girls' rooms.
Because we have to do somebody's check.
Mm-hmm.
There's the switch. Don't turn it on. Jackie, are you there? Turn on the light. It's going to be fully exposed. It's going to be fully exposed. It'd be embarrassing. What's fully exposed? You poke out your eyes. You can turn on the light. What are you going to do? Are you going to poke them out? I'm not going to poke out my eyes.
Aww.
Bummer. Troll fail. No sooner did she finish saying that I hear a dry sound of curtains being drawn. There's a flash of intense light that stung my eyes a little. I squinted with my eyes until they started to adjust to the light. I see how Chiaki had finished opening the curtain that was covering the window.
Hey, hey.
Were you surprised? Surprised? I don't get it.
Well,
I got it. Got what?
see?
Curtains in the conference room are designed to be completely block out light. There's a projector in here, so they were probably careful about light shining through.
See?
Black curtain that blocks light is also long enough to reach the floor. It's perfect. Black light blocking curtain. That's why it was so dark. So is something wrong with it? Still in the middle of investigating, so it's a secret. But still, what was all of that about? The bit about being embarrassed if I look and troll fail? Just wanted to mess with you. She's definitely upset. Why is she acting so childish?
I mean, look at her. Yeah, I was right.
What?
Where both of Monokumas were.
Where's the other one? Oh, there it is. In the rafters.
I've been found.
Please don't do that. Please don't do that.
Should we go and investigate people's rooms, or is that something that is that next? I guess.
Little letters.
Because I'm thinking if somebody got 2 bags, then maybe I can investigate the other person's bag. They'll let me go all the way to the first island again. Let's check out Yubiki's cottage, because she's dead. Can't go in there yet. I'm sure it will require... It'll probably require me... Yeah, I think I need to come here with somebody is the thing. Because they usually have a moment where you have to go and investigate the dead person's cabin. And that'll be our chance to find the Monokuma doll. Probably back to the, music venue. Back to Titty Typhoon. That would be where I would go back to now that we know about blackout curtains. We can check and see if these are blackout curtains. The new black curtains that were in the actual music venue, that is. Well, not wide enough. It's not reaching from one edge to the other. Over here, there's only a furniture section of the supermarket. Which means someone took it and actually raided it from the supermarket. Yeah, really needed it for this crime.
You got it wrong. But
As long as we know that, then there's no reason for them to cover up the time of death. But that's not... We don't know that for sure.
He doesn't. We do. We know for sure what's happening.
What am I missing?
Go to the motel.
Oh yeah, that's the one place we haven't really looked yet. Is
I was
the
gonna
motel.
wait till you were done talking to them. I just looked it up because I was like, what the fuck are we missing? Because it was like, yeah, the hospital's the last place you're supposed to go. And I'm like, what? What? What did we miss?
We never investigated the motel.
Nope. Because that's where she was staying.
That's where, yeah.
That's where she was staying.
Kyoko was staying at the motel. We were supposed to check out her room at the motel because we found her.
Yeah, right.
No one went inside any of the rooms in the motel. Plus, I don't even know where Kyoko's room is. I think Fester just asked someone.
So you have
You're
appeared.
here, right? Come on out. Huh? You talking to me? I can see you. Did you really think you could hide your presence like that? Wasn't trying to hide in the first place. Hey, which room was Hyoko staying in?
Listen well.
Open the door to the center room. However, are you prepared? Make sure you pray to whatever god you hold dear. And you might want to bring an extra pair of underwear. I wonder, how does this guy talk to his parents and teachers?
Same way.
Damn right.
Hey, Hajime, can you explain this to me again? What happened to you when you first discovered Ibuki's body? I was at this, it was the same as when I found it with you guys. Ibuki's body was hanging from the baton lighting. However, there was no body discovery announcement made. Why Gundam's so creepy? He's a Chunibyo. The second you realize that it's all delusional and that while he truly believes all of it, none of it is real, it becomes kind of adorable. However, there was no body discovery announcement made. That's why I went to get you guys. I met up with Chiaki at the motel, and we were about to go back to the music venue.
Get it?
Met up with Mikan and me.
Get us some drink.
I see.
So we had no choice but to break down the door and discover Hyoko's body was suddenly there too. Yeah, that's what happened.
Hey,
This is the most important part. When you arrived at the motel, who else saw you besides Chiaki? As I recall... Did you hear me? A body was found. Could it be? Do you intend to spread lies like Nagato in order to confuse us all? Besides Chiaki, I also saw Gundam and Monami.
I see.
See, so Kazurichi and Sonya didn't appear, huh? You think those two are suspicious?
Like,
Well, Hyoko was killed between the time you saw Ibuki's body and when we broke down the door, right? So obviously those two are the most suspicious since they weren't with us. That might be, but while we're at it, let me tell you my alibi too. When the morning Monokuma announcement woke me up, I went straight to the hospital. I saw Mikan panicking in front of the hospital. I asked her what was going on, and she said Ibuki disappeared. So you guys split up looking for Ibuki, huh?
well, yeah.
While we were circling the island, we came to the motel and saw you guys there. Did you see anyone else while you circled the island?
Well,
No, we went to the movie theater and that street full of machines to look for Ibuki, but we didn't see anyone. You implying I don't have an alibi because I didn't run into anyone? It's unreasonable for you to doubt me. The time that Mikan and I were on our own looking for Ibuki wasn't very long. In that short time, there was no way I could have killed Hyoko and wrapped her around the pillar with duct tape. It's true. I feel like there wasn't enough time to do that after I left the music venue. The fact is, Hyoko was killed and we did discover her body. Still doubt me?
jeez.
Well, I'm used to it. It's true I've done things that I deserve to be doubted for. Oh, thank you for the follow, Vice Gamer. I do know I have water now, so I can. Ryuhiko sus, very sus. I don't think he's sus.
You're so Of course, my darling.
I'd want to know in advance what I'd have to do to end up like that. Ryuhiko's account has been added to the truth bullet section.
Forget, guys, if you're not on mobile, you can add
Oofer
to...
Gang is just saying hot Yakuza, man.
I mean, by the way, guys, if you are not on a mobile app, you can add to the like
Oh yeah, the group.
point pool for you to play the shittiest Legend of Zelda game in existence.
It's not the shittiest Legend of Zelda game, because there is a CDI Zelda game that is worse. There's literally one of the CDI Zelda games. So there's 3 CDI Zelda games. I'm going to be playing the first 2, which were Link and the Faces of Evil and Zelda and the Wand of Gamelon.
Yeah, I can't do this all by myself. I can't.
But then the third one, I can't remember the name of, but it was made by a completely different developer. It used like actual digitized humans as the graphics instead of like drawings. And it was terrible. It was top down like the actual Zelda games, which did it no favors. And there was straight up there is a fight in that game where you're supposed to either find an item that makes you stronger and fight them, but I can't remember if that's even like available sometimes. Or, in reality, the actual solution is you are supposed to stab an enemy like 37 times before it actually dies, with no indication that it's getting any weaker. You just have to keep wailing on it and it eventually dies, which goes against all video game convention.
And I stabbed him 37 times in the chest.
It's something like that. Like,
Carl, that kills people.
but keep in mind, the CDI Zelda games came out in like either very early 90s or late 80s.
He's in here somewhere.
But Hiyoko is... She only stayed here a few nights, so it doesn't really feel like her room, but I feel a little conflicted.
Oh my.
Did the door open? Yeah, Hiyoko put the key in her kimono, so I used that to open it. I see. What, did something happen? No, it's just starting to believe it might be my fault. Her fault? What does she mean? Before we talk to you... Ah, there he is.
No.
That's better. At least it's not as bad as what he usually
I've
says.
been discovered!
Hi.
Hello, welcome out.
Hopefully relieve your boredom avoidance syndrome.
The moment Hiyoko came to the hotel, she completely shut herself in this room. She was afraid of the despair disease, so she was cautious of you guys too, right?
However,
Fair and valid.
Her fear of the disease was not the only reason she locked herself in the room. She had another reason. Besides that disease, what other reason would you make lock herself in the room?
perhaps.
Her kimono. Yesterday I went to go talk to her. Since she had been in her room for some time, I told her it might be good for her to go outside for a bit. She kept the door to her room locked, but by coincidence I was able, it was not locked at the time. And I saw it. Yoko was crying and struggling with her kimono sash. She didn't want to smell so bad, so she took a shower, but then she couldn't tie her sash anymore. Mahiru is no longer with us, so I believe she was having trouble with it. Which is why it was tied in the front. She didn't leave her room because she couldn't tie her kimono.
You are right.
The others might have thought it was just a silly sash, but it may have been a serious issue for her. Yoko told me that she learned how to tie her sash from Mahiru, and Mahiru kindly taught her the basics. That's why she wanted to be able to tie her sash on her own.
Perhaps.
I've been discovered.
No, no thank you. This person just shows up to antagonize me, Paladin.
They wake up every morning and choose violence.
They do.
She probably could not forgive herself for not being able to do it, especially since Mahiru taught her. I could not really understand her feelings, which is why I said what I did. What did you say?
Hyoko, by chance, are you having trouble wearing your kimono?
Stupid! What are you saying? Of course I can do it! Because Mahiru taught me. That's why I can do it on my own.
If that is the case, how about you do it someplace where there is a mirror? Do you remember the full-length mirror in the storage room at the music venue?
Oh boy.
If you do it while standing in front of a large mirror, I am confident you will be successful. Also, shutting yourself in your room like this may be bad for your health.
And that was when she kicked me out.
It cannot be.
Maybe Hyoko remembered that? Are you saying she went to the music venue to wear her kimono? I can see that happening. Yoko locked her room and made sure she put the room key inside her kimono. Can't imagine that she was abducted by someone. If so, that's weird. But hey, did you tell everyone about that before the incident, or was someone listening to your conversation? Never told this to anyone, and I do not believe anyone was listening in on our conversation. If that's the case, how did the killer know Hyoko was going to the music venue? Something's off.
How could you hurt
Sus.
Sonya like that?
Sus.
No, she is baby.
She is sus.
She is baby Paladin.
There's a mirror, but it's too small and rusty. There's no way anyone can use this. I don't think she was forcefully abducted. I feel like I couldn't really find anything important. Oh well. Dingus
There it is.
bingus!
There it is.
Hello! How's everybody doing? It's me, Monokuma! Yay! Awesome!
It must have been fun to do the Monokuma
Yeah.
voice.
The class trial's gonna start, you know. So, make sure you guys come to Monokuma Rock ASAP. I'll see you soon.
She blonde poop?
What?
What does that mean, Overgang?
You're blonde poop.
Time to go to the... I don't care. Just let me get to the trial. There's so much fluff text in these games.
Yeah.
It's my only real issue with these games as a whole, is there's just so much fluff text that doesn't need to be there.
Yeah.
The character's like, oh, I'm so despaired, and despair is despair, and I hope that hope can hope the despair.
Yeah.
It's like, please,
Shut up.
just shut up and go.
Shut up. Shut up.
Everyone
Shut up.
is your announcement gathered soon enough. It's like trying to go to somebody else's island in Animal Crossing. It's like, holy shit, I need to go through 5. She
It's like,
poops
hi,
along.
welcome to the airport. What can I do for you today? Oh, you want to go to someone's island? Do you want to go via Bluetooth or internet? All right, how do you want to go?
Do you want to go to
Dodo,
internet?
Dodo code or friend? Okay, can you enter the Dodo code for me? Okay, give it like 10 minutes so that they can close their text windows because they know you're coming, but they don't want to finish doing what they're doing.
They came to avenge him. Sounds like you say, oops. Anyway, Nekomaru is unfortunately unavailable today, so let's just say he's absent.
Bye.
I don't know what blonde poop means.
I won't let you.
Yeah, balloon
That one
poop.
says balloon.
Mantis said
What the
balloon
fuck
poop.
does that mean?
Hey.
Did you hear what he said?
Huh?
Don't worry about it. There's no way Nekomaru is dead. He's just trying to piss us off.
Damn it!
There's no way, not in a million
Well-
years. More importantly, it's best if we worry about ourselves for now. Nekomaru is not going to be part of the trial.
Wait, what?
How about it?
He's not dead, but he was unable to join in the trial this time around.
See? I'm gonna do it!
There are just so many superfluous text boxes.
But like he's right there. Why can't he?
Nekomaru?
Oh, no, never mind.
Were you thinking of Gundam? Or...
No, I was thinking about Fuyuhiko.
You know, Nekomaru.
Big boy.
Yeah.
The one who's still in the hospital that we haven't seen in a couple of days. He's not in the hospital though, is he? He's somewhere
No,
else.
he wasn't in the
was hiding.
hospital. Yeah. That is a lot of Haas.
You good, my guy? You okay?
Do not care about the internal monologue on the elevator ride.
I wish all despair. Dude,
What's it gonna look like today? It's a little different. It was pretty toothless with all these empty seats. Well, 2 people got killed at the same time, and Nekomaru's not here either.
Hey!
Nekomaru not participating. If he's alive, you should invite him.
No, that's... Well now.
Now then, let's begin.
Yahoo!
please enjoy to your heart's content. Let's go.
Yeah,
Let's
seriously.
go!
Like, I just want to get to the trial. Like, the trial is the most fun part of this video game. But holy shit, if everybody doesn't need to say, like, one line of dialogue before we can get to where we're going. That's why the end of the game gets so much better, is because there are less and less people to have dialogue boxes with. She was really loud, but she was a mood maker of our group. When I was with her, all of my pain and suffering just seemed to melt away. Yoko Sayonji, the ultimate traditional dancer. Just from looking at her adorable face, you'd never know she was actually selfish and foul-mouthed. But she was trying to change herself, and she was desperately trying to come to terms with Mahiru's death. The person who killed those two is among us. Video game.
Is Mikon. We all know it. It's gotta be. Who else could it fucking be? Who else would do it? What?
I'm thinking Mikon may have been framed?
Yeah?
Yeah, because think about it. Mikon was the one that was handling the Mikon was the one that was handling the sick people, right?
Uh-huh.
So she could very easily, and the sick people were somebody without a brain, somebody without any courage, somebody without any heart. Somebody who's, will follow anything you say, is a coward, and lies.
Yeah.
Those are the lion, or the scarecrow, the lion, and the tin man.
Yeah.
So then, who was closest to that person who would be Monokuma in the story but Nikon, right?
Right.
So the obvious answer is that Nikon did it. However, somebody else who saw the movie would understand that given the scenario, they could attempt a copycat murder and frame Nikon. Hiyoko, however, got caught in the mix, and she was killed, and they had to slapdash make it look like the lion death. See, you're forgetting. So, I think it's entirely possible, and this is just my own personal theory, it is entirely possible that Nikon was framed for this, and it might have been one of the others.
I can see that. I sure hope so.
That is my theory. Do I have any new skills? I didn't actually pick up any new skills, did I? No, because I haven't talked to, Focus gauge recovers at a faster rate, but I don't have enough SP to grab that. I'm fine with my current skills. So let's go over our truth bullets.
Okay.
Got the Monokuma file. Ibuki's cause of death was choking. There are no other external injuries. Hyoko's cause of death was blood loss due to her throat being slit by a sharp-edged tool. That does not actually fully match the arrows, though.
Yeah.
Which goes back to my theory of it was hastily done to make it look like an imitation murder.
Okay.
But it was not the original plan. Bloodstains on the soles of Ibuki's feet. The rope was used for hanging. According to Mikon, there is no doubt that this is the cause of Ibuki's death and her hanging herself with this rope. The key to the motel room, a thick scrap of paper that was stuck to the baton lighting, which I believe
Was the wallpaper and they were
to
supposed
cover blood. I bet it was to cover up blood on the pole originally, because Hyoko got. Mikon showed up. Well, not Mikon. Hyoko got. Ibuki showed up. The other person was able to make Ibuki hang herself because she's gullible. So that they formulated the idea right then and there that they were going to make it look like an imitation murder and frame Mikon. But it was originally the entire idea was to get rid of Hyoko. Or whoever it was, whatever happened. That was the initial plan, was get rid of Hyoko, and she got killed. Ibuki showed up, and the other person was able to trick her into going up and hanging herself. Then they quickly had to cover up the blood with the paper. They then wrapped the, they then duct taped Hyoko to the thing to make it look more like an imitation murder after we saw the hanging. Black curtain at the very back, and that was to try and make it look more like Hyoko died second. The whole point of that. Black curtain at the very back of the music venue stage, not wide enough to reach the side of the stage. It looks like it was brought from the supermarket. Why that was, we're still not 100% sure either, unless there's blood behind it, but we weren't allowed to move it. Stepladder already had blood on it. Candle was found at the front of the music venue stage. It looks like the dim light seen in the surveillance camera video is actually a light from this candle. Surveillance camera got destroyed, and that is because they needed to, after the video was seen, they needed to destroy the camera so that they could operate without being seen.
Yeah.
AC was cranked up so that they couldn't tell the time of death. There's evidence of a bloodstain on the floor, which is somebody being dragged, then hung, and then they had to very rapidly try to clean the floor so you couldn't see that they'd been dragged.
Yeah. It was going to be pretty quick when people started coming back.
The globs on the door were just there to make it so that the door stayed fully vacuum sealed and the heat could get bigger, could get higher in the room. Mikon was with Hajime the whole time. Afterwards, she went to the hospital to check on everybody and realized that Ibuki had disappeared. She rushed to the hospital to search for Ibuki. She apparently met up with Fuyuhiko. Video Hajime saw at the hospital shows a person dressed in a hospital gown wearing a hemp bag on their head, and they willingly climb at a stepladder towards a noose. Here's the other thing is, because of the bag on their head, we don't know who that is in the video. Because the video cut before we saw the back, before we saw them hanging. So this could have been designed entirely to make it look like Hyoko was the one that, or to make it look like she hung herself. But it very clearly could have been, it very well could have been somebody strangled her, Ibuki, and then put her in there.
Fair.
Fuyuhiko met with Nikon. Sonia was the one that told her to go to the music venue. The invitation tickets are all stamped with a time. Monomi tote bag was there sold for the movie theater. It is a limited item because only one person can buy it. Apparently, you get another bag for free when you purchase it. So you get 2 bags.
Here's another thing I'm thinking, by the way. I keep assuring everybody that it's gotta be Mikan because, like, that's the thing. That's just how it's gonna work. But also, like, how did they put the drumstick to block the doors from opening if they had left the building already? And Mikan was with us when we broke through the doors. And someone did suggest that maybe someone was hiding in the building and just popped out when everybody else showed up.
And for all we know, they could be doing something similar to in Danganronpa 1. Remember when Big Buff Girl died? She also blocked the door so that nobody else could come in. So it was what's it called? The locked room fallacy or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
It could be a similar thing here where we had somebody look like they were going up into the top, right? But let's say at the time we didn't actually check to see if that was a Ibuki or not.
Right.
Then when they were gone, the person then bolted out of the place and told Ibuki to actually hang herself after locking the door. Like told Ibuki to lock the door and then hang herself.
Okay.
And she may have done it. We're not sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a lot of theories. There's a lot of things that could possibly be true.
Yeah, she could have Veronica Sawyered it. Remember that moment in Heathers?
Yeah.
Could have Veronica Sawyered it.
Also, I could grab some more skills here if I wanted. Welcome to increases max speed effective during logic dive. Eh. Maneuver increases the turning power. That one's good. Moonsault increases jumping power. Maybe you're the killer. Maybe. We have no clue. Reduces your aiming speed effective during non-stop debate, and the improved hangman's hand cannot be combined with upshift. I would like to increase my aiming speed if I can. Or downshift. But I cannot equip new skills right now, I don't believe, because we're past that. Oh no, I can. And I would like to equip upshift for sure. Next reps. Let's do it.
Yee.
Now then,
What?
let's begin
Checking
with
the
a
time.
simple explanation of the class trial. During the class trial, you will present your arguments for who the killer is and vote for who done it. If you vote correctly, then only the blackened will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong person, I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and that person will earn the right to leave this
Maybe the
island.
killer is Megami?
Yep.
Oh well, who
Totally
cares about
me.
this boring explanation? Let's get on with it already.
I don't mind starting the trial, but
No.
I don't really have a
Okay.
grasp of how the case
Okay.
played out.
That's fair.
You know, because I was asleep the whole
Because I
time.
like Ibuki.
Look at that face. Look at that face right there. Tell me
Even
he's
if
not
you
working
do
with
grasp it,
Junko.
you're just gonna confuse the heck out of us, aren't you?
But Nagito's not alone. I don't really get it either.
You're fine. Your head's empty anyway.
Damn.
Empty head? Huh. What's wrong with that? Listen
Head
up.
empty, no
The
thought.
emptier your head, the more dreams you can stuff inside
Hell
it, you
yeah.
know?
Hell yeah.
Boobs all the way out.
Yeah.
Anyway, we shouldn't proceed with the trial if those two can't participate in the arguments. Since he's the first witness, why don't we ask Hajime to explain the incident and the sequence of events?
Then, let's start with when we split into the hospital team and motel team because of the despair disease. The hospital team consisted of Nagito, Ibuki, and Akane, who were infected, and Mikan, Fuyuhiko, and me.
The other 5 on the motel team were myself, Gundam, Kazuichi, Chiaki, and Hyoko.
Spending the night at the hospital was prohibited, so Hajime and I had to sleep at our cottages.
His voice
I
changed
woke up
a
at my
lot.
cottage on the day the incident
Yeah, when
happened.
he's not yelling.
Mikan came by to wake me up and told me that Nagito had recovered from his symptoms. We immediately headed over to the hospital, and after we confirmed his recovery, I made Mikan rest in the on-call room since she hadn't slept all night, while I waited in the hospital lobby. And then, I saw the incoming signal light on the surveillance camera blinking before our scheduled time. When I pressed the button to turn on the monitor, what appeared on screen was a video of someone wearing a hospital gown and a hemp bag on their head, climbing a stepladder.
Amazing! That's such a heart-pounding story. And then what did you do, Hajime?
I tried to stop them, of course. I rushed out of the hospital and ran to where the video was being recorded, the music venue.
That line was like him talking like a preschool teacher.
But it was too late.
Good job.
Like, hello, friend. Look at my
By the
face.
time I
Look at my
arrived,
face. How do I
the
feel right
person
now?
wearing the hemp bag on their
Yes,
head was
my
already
heart is
hanging from the ceiling.
broken.
I thought I should tell the others right away, so I headed to the motel.
There is
Why the
this
motel?
one hotel.
Because it was close to the music venue. And unlike the hospital, there were more able-bodied people there.
That has been doing, that she is a preschool teacher or
At least,
kindergarten teacher.
that's what I
And
thought.
she keeps
But the
doing
only
a
person who
series
came with
where,
me was Chiaki.
where she's like talking to Trump as if she's talking to her preschool kids. It's so funny.
But I remember feeling a little relieved because not long after, we met up with Mikan and Fuyuhiko.
We were also looking for Ibuki since she disappeared from our site.
After I rested
eye
for a
patch.
bit,
Yeah.
I started counting everyone at the hospital. And then
Twitch
I noticed
sus.
Ibuki was gone. So I sprinted out
Am I
of
gonna
the
have a
hospital.
battle of the
Coincidentally,
platforms,
I ran into
streaming platforms on
Fuyuhiko.
my channel?
So I pled with him in various ways.
Here's the
to see if
difference
he could
is
help me out.
I make no money off of
Various
YouTube,
ways?
but people can
Don't say it
subscribe to
like
me on
that and
Twitch
confuse
or give me
people.
bits. So like I actually make money on
After
Twitch.
I heard from those two that Ibuki disappeared, I had a feeling she was the person wearing the hemp bag.
But YouTube's requirements
so I
for
immediately
being
led them to the music
a
venue.
somebody big enough to actually
But the
like
door wouldn't
stream
open.
and make
Since we had
and
no
like
other
have
option,
people
the four
subscribe
of
to
us
you
broke
on
down the
there,
door.
have what are called like I think they're called super fans on YouTube. The
when that
actual like
happened,
requirement is
we didn't just
significantly
find
higher
Ibuki's body.
because YouTube is not in
also
the
found
is not in the
Hyoko's.
market of actually like
And
making
not
it
just
easy
that.
for you to make money on their platform.
body
They don't
was
want you
taped
to
to a
make money on their
pillar.
platform. They want you to put out a whole
That's
lot of
when we heard
videos
the
for
body
free so that they
discovery
can serve up a bunch of
announcement.
ads
Not
and make
once,
money
but twice in a
themselves.
row.
Yep.
The only difference is YouTube is just one of the best VOD platforms out there, so it's where I put all of my
Lower the
VODs.
hanged body, didn't we?
When we removed the hemp bag, just as we feared, it was
Twitch
Ibuki.
vented.
So that's how the case played out. Thank you. I understood it very easily.
Well, it's clear what the problem with this case is. When Hajime left the music venue, who...
Wait, how do I know anything Hajime just said is true?
Fair and valid.
Sorry, I'm only being impartial right now. And the story I just heard is
Hey,
clearly
Caitlin, welcome out to the stream.
Hey!
We're doing good. We're in the middle of the class
If
trial.
you're the only one who saw the hanging video and the first one to discover Ibuki's body, then you could be lying as much as you want right now, right?
I mean, he's not wrong. He's really not.
Lie? Why would I lie?
Obviously. So you could make us ignore what might be an inconvenient truth for you.
Do you doubt me?
Look at his face and tell me he
If
does
you're
not
not
work with
lying,
Junko. Look
I
at
would
his
like you
face
to
and tell
prove
me he
it.
does not work with Junko.
Come
Look at it.
on, try to prove it to me.
Danganronpa is like a.
You're
It's
not
in the
the
same vein
killer.
of like a Phoenix Wright game.
Danganronpa 2. Fucking conspiracy theories.
I shouldn't have explained it to Nagito. I'm in trouble now thanks to that. But yeah, the game itself is basically a murder mystery. The whole point.
That is a lot of That is a lot of truth bullets.
Surveillance camera unit, scrap of thick paper, motel room key. I'm thinking I probably
Hajime's
need
testimony is
scrap of thick
clearly
paper.
suspicious.
If Hajime's testimony is a lie, then the fact that Ibuki hung herself.
That would also be a lie.
I don't think I can deny that possibility. After all, Hajime's the only witness.
Why would Hajime lie?
Well, obviously, because he's the killer.
Did Hajime kill both of them?
The fact that the bodies were imitating the movie means it probably is Hajime's fault.
Nope. I got it. I got it. Did not know about the movie until after the murder had happened.
Hajime's testimony is
This is gonna be easy now.
If Hajime's testimony is a lie,
There are so many fucking red herrings in this entire moment, though, because it's literally the last moment
That would
of the
also
thing.
be a lie.
I don't think I can deny that
Whoa, for my
possibility.
screen.
After all, Hajime's the only witness.
Why would Hajime lie?
Well, obviously, because he's the killer.
Did Hajime kill both of them?
The fact that the bodies were imitating...
Nope.
No, that's wrong.
Boom, look at my ticket, you bitches.
I'm not the killer. I mean, there's no way I'd be able to imitate that movie.
Of course you're not. I already knew that.
Huh?
Huh?
Before the incident, Hajime had never watched that movie. His invitation ticket is proof of that. Each person only received one ticket, and they're marked with a stamp that shows the date and time. Isn't that right, Monokuma?
Yes, no mistakes there.
Which means there's no way Hajime, who never saw the movie, could commit murders that imitated it.
Could have. It would have been a very
Did
big
anyone tell
coincidence,
us what
but
happens in the movie? Of course no one did, right?
No one wants to.
Hold on a sec.
It was
You're the
horrible.
one who brought this up in the first place.
Y'all act like
Nagito,
he
what are you
hasn't done
doing?
this shit before.
Well, since we're opening with your witness testimony, I thought we should solidify the foundation.
fair enough.
It also provides a good warm-up.
What?
What the hell is
This
he
isn't a
talking
game,
about?
You know?
Don't
It
get
is
mad.
10:25
I
in the
just
morning.
think warming up is really important, especially since this isn't a game.
what a waste of
Horny
time.
jail.
It's a horny jail.
Well,
Horny jail.
I knew it would turn out like this anyway.
Now then, since we know Hajime's testimony is reliable, let us move on to the arguments.
So this means Ibuki definitely climbed the stepladder all by herself, right?
We don't know that part either.
Yeah, I'm positive.
Then that seals it. Ibuki committed suicide.
If Ibuki committed suicide, then who killed Hiyoko?
A murder coincidentally occurring in the same place as a suicide ain't possible, huh?
Like I said before, it's pretty clear what the problem with this case is. The killer murdered Hiyoko while
I smash her
Hajime
phone?
was gone. So all we gotta do is establish who could have possibly done that.
Then let's ask Hajime. How long would you say you were away from the music
That shit's
venue?
expensive, man. You're toxic
Couldn't have been gone
AF.
for more than 10 minutes.
So they killed Hiyoko and taped her up within 10 minutes? There's no way that's possible.
That's why the killer stalled for time by making the music venue a closed room.
What do you mean, a closed room?
The killer blocked the venue door from the inside to try and keep us from entering right away.
It's not an iPhone.
However, that door is the only entrance to the music venue, right? If they blocked the door from the inside, the killer would not have been able to leave either.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Which means, when we broke down the venue door, the killer was still inside.
Bum, bum, bum.
If that's the case, the only suspicious people are those who don't have an alibi for that time. And that's you two, Sonia and Kazuichi.
Me too?
What the hell? Why's it gotta be us?
The others all have alibis.
Please tell me that their
Chiaki,
alibi
Nikon,
ends up
Hajime,
being
and I
that
all broke
Kazuichi
down the
finally
venue
got
door
some.
together.
God, I hope so.
Gundam met up with Hajime at the motel right before that. And if Akane and Nagito were laid up in the hospital, the only person that leaves is one of you.
There's another person who doesn't have an alibi. You know, Nekomaru.
Me too!
Hey, why are you talking like, huh? You're kidding, right? You're not up to something weird, are you?
Please stop making bad jokes.
Anyway, if the killer was hiding inside the venue, we should obviously doubt the people who don't have alibis.
What a wicked way of backing us into a wall. Is this his professional skill?
That was inside the music video. Fumiko obviously thinks so, but is that really it? Let's see here. Let's see what, I don't even know what I'm gonna
The killer
need.
was still inside the music venue. By locking the door from the inside, they tried to keep us from getting in.
It seems they were trying to stall for time.
How did they lock the door? That door should not have had a lock.
The lock was on the floor in front of the door.
Are you talking about the broken drumstick?
You can use that as a bolt to lock the door. By doing that, the killer who was hiding inside waited till we gathered together and suddenly appeared.
So they look like they had just rushed over.
I have seen this in serial crime dramas.
Of course you have.
The killer was still inside the music venue. By locking the door from the inside, they tried to keep us from getting in.
How do I isn't there a way to like agree with somebody, or is that something that I can't do right now? If you say it one more time, I am going to ban you. Concentrate is the space key. Select truth bullet with the mouse wheel. Fire truth bullet. Those are my only controls.
Which one's the absorb bullet? It doesn't tell you?
Absorb bullet is holding left mouse button. I know that much.
Okay.
But there's supposed to be a way where you can agree with somebody, right?
I don't know.
Or is that not something that I'm allowed to do?
It seems they were trying to stall for time.
How did they lock the door? That door should not have had a lock.
The lock was on the floor in front of the door.
I think you agree with green.
Are you talking about the broken drumstick?
You can use that as a bolt to lock the door. By doing that,
oh no,
the killer
you
who was
take
hiding
the
inside
you can agree with the blues. That's what it
waited
is. You
till
agree
we
with the
gathered
blues and you take
together.
any of the other statements.
and suddenly appeared.
So they look like they had just rushed over.
I have seen this in serial crime dramas.
We're not smashing phones, Caitlin. The blue spots are green spots. Okay, thank you for that. Thank you. So let's see
The
here.
killer
Then.
was still inside the music venue. By locking the door from the inside, they tried to keep us from getting in.
It seems they were trying to stall for time.
That's
How did they lock the door? That door should not have had a lock.
The lock was on the floor in front of the door.
Are you talking about the broken drumstick?
Like, I want to agree with
You
that,
can use
but,
that as a bolt to lock the door.
but I gotta find out what
By
I need
doing
to
that,
grab
the killer
first.
who was hiding inside waited
Talking
till
about
we
the door
gathered
being locked,
together
right?
Yeah.
and suddenly appeared.
So they look like they had just rushed over.
I have seen this in serial crime dramas.
The killer was still inside the music venue. By locking the door from the inside, They tried to
Nope.
keep us from getting in.
It seems they were trying to stall for time.
How did they lock the door? That door should not have had a lock.
The lock was on the floor in front of the door.
Are you talking about the broken
drumstick?
You can use that as a bolt to lock the door. By doing that, the killer who was hiding inside waited till we gathered together and suddenly appeared.
So they looked like they had just rushed over.
I have seen this in serial crime dramas.
This is gonna be something very, very esoteric, isn't
Yes, yes it is. Would you like me to tell you?
The killer was
Yeah,
still inside
because
the
I-
music venue.
Click what he says. Click,
By
click
locking the
this
door
one.
from the inside.
No, that's wrong.
Thank you.
how is?
I'm so sorry.
How
I was
does
gonna tell you.
semi-transparent? How does semi-transparent glob
There's
and
also a
that
possibility
contradict
that
each
the
other?
door was locked from the outside.
From the outside? How?
But then how does the?
Semi-transparent
But then how does
glass
the
that
drumstick?
doesn't
Oh, unless the
look
drumstick
good.
was cracked over
That's
the
what
knee
they
to make it
used.
look like that.
Semi-transparent glob. Like rubber, maybe?
Fucking glue. It was glue, man.
That semi-transparent glob must have been glue.
Glue?
I would have never gotten that
I think
because
so too.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's
It had
why I
a firm,
have the
gel-like
spoiler free
chewiness. And I could smell
walkthrough
workshop
open
chemicals
on
the
my
moment I
phone.
put it in my mouth.
Also, hello, Devil Cost.
Hello.
Based on all that, I'm certain it was glue.
Baby.
I didn't know glue was edible.
It's not.
I believe it is not something one typically eats.
That glue was only applied to the areas where both doors touched. By pouring it in the gaps of the closed door, it must have sealed the venue door from the
Trying his
outside.
best.
And thanks to that, a glob of glue was left where the door was stuck. Yep, it fits perfectly. But if you just stick them together with glue, you'd be able to break down the door easily, you know? That doesn't really matter. The killer only did that to make us think the door was locked from the inside.
What'd you say?
First of all, didn't that drumstick we found seem really obvious? Almost
You were right, babe.
unnaturally so?
They broke it
was
on
so
purpose to make it
obvious
look like that.
That it makes more sense to think the killer placed it as a diversion.
Are you saying the drumstick was a trap the killer set on purpose? Then I totally fell for that fucking trap.
Apologize to Miss Sonia and me. However, you're not allowed to slice open your stomach this time.
In a quarrel, both sides are to blame. That's why it's better to just have
our
no
screen.
sides at all.
He's gone.
So,
oh, yay!
during the 10 minutes Hajime left the venue, the killer murdered Hiyoko and created a closed space?
And they also taped her up after killing her, right?
Even quick work has limits.
Oh, what unimaginable speed for a slowpoke like me.
If they couldn't have done it while Hajime
That's
was
kinda
away
damning.
from the venue,
Yeah.
Like, why would you say that?
they must have done it earlier than that.
But when
Decon,
Hajime
my
got to the
love, my
venue,
darling, my waifu.
only Ibuki's body was there,
You're
right?
not helping your case.
And when you went back with everyone else, Hiyoko's body was there too, right?
I'd leave you for me.
But it's
I'd
possible
leave
that
you
her
for
body was just
Nagito.
revealed at that
I
time,
really would, baby.
when Hiyoko was actually killed earlier.
I love you so much, but
Of
but
course, the body wasn't revealed
But-
on its own. The
But
killer did
thirsty.
that
Oh,
too.
so you do realize how poor of a decision
Here,
that would be,
I have
right?
proof.
I'm here for a good time, not a long
Scrap of
time.
Paper. Is that
I'm
what
here
we
for
found
both.
in the baton lighting at the music venue?
That's right, but just what is this scrap anyway?
Scrap. Scrap.
Stuck on the baton lighting and then forgot what it was. Hangman's Gambit? Really? I hate this This is the worst version of Hangman's
I
Gambit
can just
so far.
tell you what it is.
I mean, it's wallpaper,
Oh,
but
yeah, that's fair. the Google Chrome, Chromecast has the prettiest screensavers. There's so many of them. Yay!
I got it!
And then we didn't have to wait around for 30 minutes for it to give us the right letters this time.
That's scrap. Isn't it part of the wallpaper in the storage room? In the music venue storage room, there should have been black wallpaper that's the same color as that scrap. There was also a tear along the edge of the wallpaper, wasn't there? If so...
You're right. If you overlay the scrap that was caught on the lighting with the tear in the wallpaper... See? It fits perfectly.
Do we just have all of these clues with us when we come to the trial?
Apparently.
So the scrap that was caught on the baton lighting was originally part of the wallpaper.
Yeah, Sonia.
And what's wrong with that?
That's
Does
what
it
we
have
just
something
said.
to do with Yoko's body disappearing?
A mere nobody like me isn't important enough to answer that.
Stop it, Nagito.
But if you
can't
guys
tell
were
if he's a top
exceptional
or a
enough
bottom,
to
you
identify
guys.
that scrap of paper, you can figure this out easily.
Uh-oh. Caitlin just donated to
Hell
make me play the
yeah.
CDI games. So, here's a Kyoko. If I trace it back from there, the answer should be complete. Not even keep that goal. At the rate that we're going, I probably won't. Unless somebody with a lot of points shows up at once.
You can only donate like 2,000 points a day.
Really?
Yeah, because I was just gonna donate my whole pot.
I didn't realize you could only donate 2,000 a day. I guess that's
Yeah.
to keep one person from just doing the whole
Doing
thing.
the whole thing, yeah. Because I was willing to do the whole thing. I was willing to donate all 12,000 of mine.
Oh, Paranoia just donated 2,000
Hell
from
yeah.
his pack.
Hell yeah.
Okay. Suddenly appeared in the crime scene. It was hidden. It couldn't have been brought there, I don't think. There wasn't enough time for it to be brought there. Because we didn't check inside the room whenever we went inside. We didn't check inside the storage room at the time, so
Yeah.
that's probably where the tear happened, was the storage room she was trying to get pulled in. Never played a Zelda game? The CDI games are not really what I would consider Zelda games, but Zelda as a franchise is actually great. The bug uses to hide the body. The wallpaper. Ooh, this is a weird. This is like they added so many weird video game ass
Yeah.
mini games to this. Wee. Wee. Yahoo! Question 3. How did the killer hide the body with the wallpaper? They covered the pillar. Hey, I had no problems that time.
It's all coming together.
Reminds me of the snowboarding section in Sonic Adventure.
Got it.
Kind of.
Kyoko's body was hidden before we found it.
But it would have taken quite a long time to tape up a hidden body.
No, the body was already taped up and the killer hid it, along with the pillar using the wallpaper.
What? What? They hid the pillar?
Not the pillar,
Yeah.
the body on the
By
pillar.
wrapping the wallpaper around the pillar, the killer was able to create a slightly larger pillar. So when I first discovered Ibuki's body, Hyoko's body was already there.
Hidden.
However, because it was concealed within a slightly larger pillar, I didn't realize that at the time.
Interesting.
Well, that's understandable. I mean, it makes sense that you'd notice Ibuki's body right away.
So they used the baton lighting on the ceiling to hang the wallpaper?
The baton lighting forms a perfect circle around the pillar, so using it to hang the wallpaper totally fits.
Then, the reason the wallpaper was covered in so many stickers was to make it look like that pillar.
That's how they hid Hyoko's body, and then peeled off the wallpaper as soon as I left the music venue.
Then they glued the door shut behind
But the
them.
killer made a mistake. They accidentally ripped off a piece of the wallpaper. And because of that, a scrap was left on the baton lighting.
The killer must have
Which is
been
also
in a
why they had
hurry.
to use up all the stickers.
Their plan took too long.
Because they needed to make the new
Hajime
pillar
could've
look like
walked
the
in
old
on them.
pillar.
But going to the trouble of hiding the body and the pillar is very bold and risky.
But the crime itself would be much easier to pull off since they don't have much to do while Hajime's gone. They just have to peel off that wallpaper and stash it in the storage room. It's not that big of a deal.
No.
Then, when was Hyoko actually killed?
Good point. And on that note, it's about time we shed some light on those imitation murders.
You mentioned imitation murder more than once. But what is that?
Are you
Shut
kidding
up,
me?
Monomi.
You haven't seen my masterpiece? The Wizard of Monomi 2.5D?
Hey, don't put my likeness in your movies without my permission.
You're pretty noisy for someone who eats mothballs.
I don't eat
Okay, just make the noise
mothballs.
again, but-
I just enjoy looking at them. I knew it. There are so many similarities. It must have been intentional.
Ibuki's death
just
by
a sec-
hanging
it's just for you. It's
matches the
just for you.
Scarecrow's death from the movie. Not just that,
Is this
but
'cause I
Hyoko
kept
getting
making
taped up after her death
Jack last
matches
week?
the lion's death.
Yes.
It's as
That's
if
my turn.
both crimes were replicas of scenes from the movie, although the mutilated Tin Man was omitted.
But why did the killer go to all this trouble in the first place?
Based on what we know, the reason the killer chose these imitations isn't that difficult to figure out.
Oh, why am I not in there? To mix up the killing
I
order.
see. The reason the killer imitated two of the murders from the movie was so he'd mix up the killing order.
Then, Hyoko was actually killed before Ibuki?
Yes.
A valid line of reasoning.
Yeah, it's valid. The condition of Ibuki's body suggests that as well.
What do you mean? If you're going to cry and beg like that, then I guess I'll hear about the condition of Ibuki's body.
Oh.
I'm not even crying.
I'll let you sob as much as you want later. Just hurry up and tell me before I change my mind.
What a jerk!
What a
Oh, I
jerk!
see. You want me to explain it to you, right? Because you don't understand what I'm saying, right?
Oh shit!
An even bigger jerk? Impossible!
Look, Ibuki died because she hanged herself, right? That means when she was still alive, her feet were touching the floor.
What's wrong with that?
But it seems Ibuki was still standing when Hyoko was killed. That would mean Hyoko was killed before Ibuki.
How light. Your words are so light as the sylph's feather. Your opponent is out of your league. It is too absurd to try to perplex me so inadequately.
Man, he's being annoying again.
First and foremost, you claim Ibuki's feet were touching the floor when Hiyoko was killed.
Yeah, because it's blood on
How can a low-class creature with no psychic abilities like you
I love
know
Gundam so
something
much.
like that?
But
she was
if
doing
I were to
something
meet
that's
this
only
man in
possible
real
if her
life,
feet were on the
he would
floor.
catch these hands. Oh my god, he'd
It
be
seems
so
you
annoying.
suffer from a pathetic delusion.
You're one to talk.
It's gonna talk in circles. I think it's best if we clarify Ibuki's status when Hiyoko was killed. Gotta give me those blood on the souls.
When Hiyoko died, Ibuki's feet were on the floor.
I am telling you to present your evidence.
Did you see her walking?
Nope.
If her feet were on the floor, was there any sign she stepped on something?
I agree.
I agree with that.
I don't know why, but the fact that it says consent going down the middle,
Just as
it's
Sonya
like
said,
it's
Ibuki
like a
stepped on
weird
something.
sex video game.
Yeah.
Where it's like
That
you have
something
successfully
was blood.
gained consent.
There were faint bloodstains on the soles of her slippers.
That is not Ibuki's blood, right? She suffered no external injuries.
Then it's Hiyoko's blood.
Hyoko's only wound was a fatal slice on her neck. And she died almost instantly, right?
If Ibuki stepped on her blood,
It means Ibuki was still standing when Hiyoko was mortally wounded. Which means Ibuki was still alive at the exact moment Hiyoko was killed.
Don't underestimate the power of the
Yep.
evil eye.
Yep, we're gonna have to do the beat thing.
Is this the beat thing or is this the
Is
slash?
that it? A shepherd dressed in his Sunday's finest still reeks
You
of
normally only have to do the
lamb,
beat thing
Hajime
once
Hinata.
at the very
Does
end.
that mean you
Remember?
have a
This is
rebuttal?
probably the slash thing.
Does that mean you have a rebuttal? That's a good line. But are you sure you're sure? If I show you how serious I am, this world might be destroyed, you know. You're so frightened you can't even
Gundam
make a
finally gets a
sound.
moment to talk,
It
and he's
seems you've
a crazy
realized
man.
our difference in status.
You didn't think he
However,
was?
the time
I mean,
for
yes, but
conviction
simultaneously,
starts
like-
now. You better entertain me to the fullest.
Rebuttal showdown, yep. Stepladder also had
You're saying the blood on Ibuki's feet belonged? Ha! Impossible! Try to remember the crime scene. There was no blood on the floor.
oh wait, no. There is blood on the floor, but I'm using the wrong thing.
You're saying the blood on Ibuki's feet belonged to Hiyoko?
Blood on the
Ha!
floor.
Impossible! Try to remember the crime scene. There was no blood on the floor.
Allow me to cut through those words. That's not it. The reason there was no blood on the floor is because the killer wiped it away afterward.
Don't say such foolish things. You don't have proof of that at all.
Yes, I do. If you look closely, there's a streak on the floor where blood was wiped away.
When the killer tried to hide Hyoko's body, they probably cleaned the blood at the same time, but Ibuki must have already stepped in it, and the killer probably didn't even realize it.
The reason they wiped off the blood on the floor was so we'd mix up the order of the murders, right?
But why does that matter so much? Is
Even
the
if
real
they're able to
question.
hide Hyoko's body, it'd
Why
be
does
bad
the
if her
order
blood
of
was
the
left out in
murders
the
matter
open.
so much? That's what we gotta find out.
Plus, Ibuki's body was left out in the open, and it wasn't bleeding from any open wounds at all.
Hyoko's body was probably wrapped in duct tape to stop her bleeding. Actually, the bleeding will stop once the heart stops beating, so I don't think they had to go that far.
aside from Mikon, none of us were aware of that fact. So So the killer probably did not know it either.
Maybe the heater was running inside the music venue so it would screw with Mikan's autopsy?
Yep. You got it.
That's
Got
right.
it in one,
I
bud.
didn't know the time of death because of the heater.
If the time of death wasn't mentioned in the Monokuma file just to keep concrete evidence from us.
No.
Yep. Since
My
we have all
thumbnail
this
is
evidence,
weirdly pointed
there's
right
no
now,
one
and I
else
don't
who
know
wants
why.
to object, right?
Would you like me to find the nail?
Then it's
Well,
decided.
that's what I was looking
Hyoko
for.
was
Would you like
killed
them?
before
Maybe.
Ibuki.
It appears that it is wiser to retreat for now. Fine then, but regardless of good or evil, there's
Like,
no
look at it,
deceit
it's
in
weird.
upholding one's
Yeah,
convictions.
that's strange.
Can't you just shut up and
Get rid
back
of your
off?
finger weapon.
Now then, let us resume our debate.
Ah, wait a sec. There's something I want to
Okay.
run by Monokuma first.
Much less,
Of course it does.
of course.
Huh? Again? Didn't something like this happen last time too?
Hey, if the victim actually committed suicide, what are we supposed to do?
Side?
The same as always.
Swim
You
aside.
have to vote for who the killer is.
Swim
Think
poo.
about it. A suicide means you've killed the most important existence of all, yourself. Unfortunately, that means there's no Blacken to punish, but I guess in a pinch, I can always punish Monami.
Why me?
Nagito, what do you mean? If the victim actually committed suicide?
Well, I mean, I understand Hyoko's death, but I'm wondering if Ibuki was really murdered. For example, it's possible Ibuki killed Hyoko and then committed suicide due to a guilty conscience, right?
I mean, I guess.
That's totally impossible. Then she never would have killed her to begin with.
She was afflicted by the despair disease, remember? That means anything can happen.
She was gullible, though.
But if Ibuki's the killer, she wouldn't have been able to falsify the sequence of the murders, right? After Hajime saw the hanged body, the sudden appearance of Hyoko's body soon after means the killer had to be alive at that time.
Then she was alive. When Hajime first discovered Ibuki, she was just pretending to be dead. If she waited until Hajime left, that's when she could have made her move and mess with the crime scene.
This is a conspiracy theory, man.
She hanged herself. Remember? There's no fucking way she could have faked that.
And if she was going to fake her death, I think she wouldn't have chosen hanging. Her body would have been defenseless in that state. If anyone touched her, that alone would have ruined her plan.
I see. So that means there's no doubt that someone killed those two. I'm glad. Now I'm free to search for the killer.
What the heck?
Ah, there's still one more issue on my mind. If Ibuki didn't commit suicide, then just what was that video Hajime saw? According to that video you saw, Ibuki was by herself when she climbed the stepladder, right?
Obviously, she wasn't.
Then does that
because
mean
the camera was
someone
destroyed.
forced her to do it?
Forced?
Nope, convinced.
Perhaps they used hypnotism or something?
Nope, she's
I
already
don't know
fucking
anything
doing
about
things.
that.
Don't say it all proud.
Putting that
We're both
aside,
just sitting here in our big
seems
winter
obvious
coats.
that the killer did something.
I'm actually a little toasty.
So maybe
off
we
then.
should figure out who was able
I'd rather
to
be
do
toasty than
whatever
cold.
that was.
So, an alibi. Then our plan is to destroy the weakest alibi. Since Hajime has seen the video, it is clear what time the crime took place.
But just to be sure, that surveillance camera doesn't have a record function, right?
It's a cheap-ass surveillance camera, you know? There's no way it'd have some kind of sweet recording feature.
Then the video Hajime saw was actually live?
What time did Hajime see that video?
I saw
Just
it at the
after
hospital,
the-
right before Monokuma's
right before
morning
Monokuma's
announcement.
announcement. Because that
And
announcement
I saw
happened
the
while
body
we
of
were
the
on
music
our way
video a
to
little
the
after
hotel.
Monokuma's announcement.
We're on our way to the
So Ibuki hanged herself right before Monokuma's announcement. And since we established that Hiyoko was killed before Ibuki, that means the time that the murders occurred was before and during the announcement.
Then we just have to find the person who doesn't have an alibi during that time?
Now then, I shall issue my decree. Let Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi commence.
You.
We'll see what the
We can
actual thing
exclude
is.
the sick people like me and Akane, right?
And what about the others?
Right before the morning announcement, I was totally sleeping in my motel room.
We can't,
I think everyone at the motel was doing that.
So everyone who stayed at the motel doesn't have an alibi.
What about you guys?
I was where I was supposed to be, my own cottage.
That's not an alibi.
Aside from those afflicted by the disease, if nobody has an alibi, then Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has failed.
Recon has an alibi.
We can exclude the sick people like me and Akane, right?
And what about the others?
Right before the morning announcement, I was totally sleeping in my...
I think everyone...
So everyone who stayed... What about you guys? I was where I was supposed to be, my own...
That's not an alibi.
Aside from those afflicted by the disease, if nobody has an alibi, then...
No, that's wrong. Hold on. Not all of us are missing an alibi. In fact, Mikon and I both have alibis.
You two have alibis?
Up until I saw that hanging video, Mikon and I were actually together for a while.
We even woke up together that morning.
Ba-ba-ba!
Hey, what kind of situation is that?
I accidentally fell asleep on top of Hajime.
Real tired.
Too much info.
Chiaki.
Yeah, it's not like that. She just came to tell me Nagato's condition had improved.
And we went to the hospital together afterward. So we were together until right before the announcement.
I get it. You guys have alibis.
If that's the case, the killer must be someone else.
It's better if we think about it like that. The killer decided to falsify the murder sequence to hide the actual time of the crime anyway.
So it's inevitable that an alibi for both before and during the morning announcement would be very important.
It feels like Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has backed us into a corner instead.
But committing an imitation murder, is that really all it was? Faking the time the crime occurred by falsifying the murder sequence, hiding their alibi in the process? Was that the only reason the killer made both bodies imitate the movie?
Are you saying there was another reason?
I feel really bad for confusing you guys so much, but that's how I feel. I think the killer had a completely different reason for falsifying the murder sequence.
Because they didn't mean to kill two people. That's my thought.
Yeah.
But they didn't mean to kill two people.
Same. Wrong place, wrong time.
Intermission.
Alright, do we wanna...
Hiya!
Stop.
It's 11 o'clock. How are you feeling?
I'm fine with keep going.
I'm fine with keep going too. Like I don't get fatigued nearly as much in the trials because I'm actually having to like think and process. It's the miles of unneeded, like completely totally unproductive text in between the trials that get me. That is none of that is fun to read. So, like a very small amount of that is fun to read, but
Like
you
the
don't know.
hanging out text?
Yeah,
I
but
like the hanging out text.
but simultaneously, like you don't need you need to pay attention to a lot of it because you don't know what is and isn't, a thing important. But then simultaneously, 90% of the text is just somebody going, "I believe that too. I like this.
Yeah.
We should go do that. My foot is sore." And it's like, is any of this important? I don't know.
Stop it!
Don't characterize me as someone who lives off of moss balls. And here's some chance time. Now then, Monomi's appeal time starts now. Appeal time. Your kind-hearted big brother is going to give you a chance to reclaim your honor. Chance time! Yeah, we're playing Mario Party now. Good luck. Show those jerks who treat you like a red-headed stepchild who's boss. That's 99% your fault. While you're whining, the time has already run out, so please make your appeal simple. About 30,000 words or so. That's too long. It'll just be a boring appeal. Come on, if your appeal is successful, there may be merchandise opportunities heading your way. I'm Usami, magical girl Usami, and I'm itty-bitty girl who's sweet like milk. Jeez, and I thought a certain robot's little sister was supposed to be the best.
What a disappointment!
Who are you talking about? I have no clue whatsoever. What?
Want to donate while we're just sitting here vibing?
Last trial, resume.
I'm Monami. Once again, I've been put in such an unreasonable situation. Seriously, he's like the king of unreasonableness. Why did it turn out like this? We were supposed to have a fun, friendly school trip, but it turned out all bloody instead. No, this definitely cannot be allowed. That's why I want you to remember this. Everyone, do your very best. Don't lose to yourself. And don't forget to save frequently.
The reason the killer did an imitation murder is a reason other than falsifying the murder sequence. Does nothing like that even exist?
It suddenly got quiet in here. Did I confuse you? If so, I wish I could die from self-loathing.
Man, this again.
If that's the case, it would have been just dandy if they had gone ahead and killed me too. If that happened, the imitation would have been perfect. So why didn't they do that?
Logging in from a different device is much harder
it's against
to
the
get
rules
into
to kill 3
at the
people in the
Capitol building.
first place.
That rule is too
Give
harsh.
me my code.
I couldn't get killed because of that.
Seriously, just shut up already! Shut up forever!
But I'm thinking about it again, and he's totally right. It feels incomplete.
Because they didn't kill 3 people like the movie did? That's only because of Monokuma's rule.
Are we sure?
It's not just that. Come on, try to remember the content of the movie. About the lion that got killed second.
That's the one Hyoko's body was imitating, right?
Even though we're calling it an imitation, the lion was actually pinned by arrows, right? But Hyoko's body was suspended by common household duct tape.
4,000 points.
Maybe they just used a common
that's the
substitute
total I've donated.
because it was too difficult
Oh,
to imitate the arrows.
4,000 points total. Okay.
Well, that's probably.
I thought you
but
donated another 4,000. I was like, I thought you said you can only donate 2,000.
Yeah, that's the total I've donated.
If falsifying the murder sequence was the killer's plan from the very beginning,
Where are we at on that?
they should have taken steps to properly imitate it.
14% raised.
But if we never realized it was a half-assed imitation, their entire plan would have been completely useless.
50,000. I can adjust it. I didn't realize that you guys can only do 2,000 a day.
Yeah.
I'm saying,
I'm-
Hyoko's murder
2,000 to
wasn't.
stream. What? So I don't know if you can do it every day. I can try it.
Yoko's murder
I
wasn't planned.
understand that imitation wasn't enough. But
said to me.
aren't you
Tried to
making
do
a
it
bunch
an
of assumptions? It's not just the poor imitation. There are also other strange details.
Oh, I bet
details.
Hyoko wasn't
Like
originally
what?
going to be planned on getting killed, but
For
she was at
example,
the place
why did
before,
Hyoko go to
and there would have been
the
too many
venue?
questions, so she had to get killed.
So, you're saying the truth behind Hyoko's murder is hidden?
I have no
We knew that one of them was
trying to
just
say.
opportunity killing.
However, this is getting quite interesting. My 4 dark devas of destruction are getting riled up.
Getting riled up.
I just like the one hamster on his hand doing this.
It's just vibing, yeah.
Yeah.
Just having to live this
But
best
no
life.
matter the cost.
This man is the ultimate heterosexual. Super high school level heterosexual.
AC temperature,
Ultimate breeder. Super
Why
high
did
school
Hyoko
level.
Go to the music venue? There's no way we'd know that.
I know it, but it's
Maybe the killer summoned her.
If that's not it,
no, I did not.
maybe she got abducted by the killer.
No, maybe. She went of her own free will.
Yes, but I don't know how to agree with it.
She was guided by the will of causality.
Except she has the
There
motel room key, so that was
There
how I
was
could.
purple text blocking half of it, and I thought it was going to say caucasity.
Why did
The motel room key is what I'm probably going to do for agreeing with the reason she was there.
way we'd know that?
Because we know that she had the key on her, and it was hidden in a way that the killer
that's
wouldn't
not
have
it.
put on there for a show.
Maybe she got abducted by the killer.
No, maybe. She went of her own free will.
I agree with that.
Consent. That's the second time that I've consented with
It's just
Sonya.
as Sonya said. She went to
Aw,
the
man,
music
don't
venue of
tell
her own
Kazuichi.
free will.
So, exactly
I
as I
really do
assumed.
hope that's
If no
their,
one called for
that's
her,
their
then why did
alibi.
she go?
That they were fucking.
Hyoko locked
Yes!
herself in her room because she was being overly cautious of the despair disease, you know?
Wasn't the only reason.
The wild child and
I
the
don't
sweet,
think a person
level-headed
like that
one
would
are
leave their
always the
room
best
just because
ships.
someone called for them.
There's no way she got abducted?
Hyoko locked the room she was staying in before she went out.
If she was forcibly taken from her room, there's no way she would have had time to lock it.
The killer could have locked her door, right? Just to hide the fact Hyoko got abducted.
Then they couldn't have hidden her room key that deep in her kimono. They would have put it somewhere more obvious. Otherwise, there's no point in messing with the crime scene if nobody finds the key. At the time, you were the one who actually took out the key, right? Then something like that.
I won't lose.
Really?
Are you saying my gut was wrong?
I mean,
This could be my first and last highlight of the day. Why won't you just let me shine already?
No, that's not the issue.
Shut up! Enough with your fancy talk. I'll shut you up right now.
there it is.
Hyoko was locked inside her room. She definitely got abducted, or the killer forced their way into Hyoko's room and forcibly abducted her. The girl is so small and weak looking. And that's why the killer targeted her.
Advance.
But Hyoko's room was locked. The key was deep inside her kimono, remember? It's more likely that Hiyoko locked the door herself.
The killer was the one who locked the door. So what if the key was in her kimono?
That's not what I wanted to do.
Maybe the killer just put it there later.
Advance!
There's no reason for the killer to put the key in Hiyoko's kimono. The killer probably didn't realize she even had the key.
Hold on. Try remembering Hiyoko's her kimono. There's only
Oops.
one reason her kimono would be that messed up. She fought the killer.
No.
Nope.
Allow me to cut through those words.
Allow me to cut through those words.
The reason Hiyoko's kimono was messed up was because she wasn't able to properly wear it.
Finger weapon.
Yeah.
Wear her kimono?
Yeah, it's also the reason why she decided to go out on her own.
Hiyoko seemed to be really struggling with wearing her kimono. I believe that was one of the reasons she locked herself in her room. That is why I informed her.
They can hear you.
All
I
right.
told her that there was a full-length mirror at the music venue, and I suggested that she use it.
That's such a weird shot.
It is.
Then the
Beautiful.
reason her kimono was messed up wasn't because she fought the killer.
Yeah, she went to the venue on her own just to fix her messed up kimono.
I get it. I lost. Boil me, burn me, take off my clothes. Do whatever you want to me.
Hajime, now's your chance.
Why is
Make her
everybody so
admit
horny
defeat.
at 11:13 a.m.?
Something, something.
At 11:13 a.m.
Hell no.
Then,
Horny
the
jail.
killer probably couldn't have assumed that Hiyoko
Yeah,
would
why
go to
is
the
it that,
music
like,
venue.
every female character in this game
Though
at some
that
point has
may
offered to
not
take their
apply
clothes
to
off?
Sonia, since she provided Hiyoko with that information.
Though I knew she would go there, there is no way I could have predicted when she would arrive.
I hate how Terra Terra is the only
Don't
one
go
with
doubting
With a
different
Sonia,
unique
you
X.
cretin. I'll put you and your
It
hamster
upsets
6
me.
feet under.
There's a slightly different X form, but for some of them, but it's just like
It's like they used
it
a thicker
seems you have
marker, and that's
quite
it.
the fashion sense. Do you want me to incinerate your clothes? Perhaps I could do that while you're wearing
once
them.
again, what is up with the clothes?
Please stop! For his sake!
Huh? What do you mean, for my sake?
She likes you too, man.
Of course. I've already overlooked no less than 10 opportunities to kill you.
Okay.
Even if the killer couldn't predict it,
Would it?
why did Hiyoko get killed in the music venue?
Because she was there.
The only thing I can think of is, it was an unfortunate coincidence.
Coincidence?
What the
When she went to the
coincidence?
venue by herself, she was probably just unlucky and walked in on the crime scene.
She was killed so there wouldn't be any loose ends?
It probably happened when the killer was preparing to kill Ibuki. The killer most likely had already placed a hemp bag over her head, and without hesitation,
Killed Hiyoko.
I'm uncomfortable seeing that much of Hiyoko.
Yeah.
because the killer used that
Like, I know she's the
coincidence for
same
the
age as
crime,
everybody else,
it made
but
this case even
She still
trickier.
looks like a child.
yeah.
And that makes me
That's the
uncomfortable.
reason they imitated
Ravioli,
the movie to
ravioli,
falsify the
don't
murder
lose the
sequence.
dragon lily.
Which means that low-down scoundrel didn't plan on committing imitation murders at first.
Then what was the killer actually planning to do? They've been cunning this far. There's no way they'd kill Ibuki without a plan. Do you have any ideas?
Damn, we don't know the most important part.
Killer's plan from the beginning. I'm pretty sure we're very, very close.
Hey Nagito, any ideas?
Hey,
Don't
how
give me
long
that
are you
look.
gonna stay quiet? Oh, am I allowed to speak?
You have never had to ask
I'm
permission.
so happy I'm getting goosebumps. Everyone actually needs help from scum like me.
It is
So what do you
11:16 a.m.
While I had my mouth shut.
on a
But
Saturday
now
morning.
I'm finally able to come to a conclusion. Ibuki definitely didn't commit suicide.
We're past that, dude.
Talking about?
I thought there might be a possibility that she faked her death and tampered with the crime scene.
We're so far past that, dude.
But now I remember. There was blood on Ibuki's slippers. So if she faked her death and walked around the music venue tampering with the crime scene, there'd be bloody footprints left in various places throughout the venue. So that's why I think there's no way she faked her death. There's no way Ibuki committed suicide.
We're past that, dude.
You know, we already finished talking about that a while ago.
Huh? Really? That's annoying. I guess I should just awkwardly laugh about it then.
Are you freaking kidding me? There's no limit to how useless you can be.
Fucking hell. No, wait a minute. Buki had blood on her feet. There'd be footprints all over the place if she kept walking around. And she definitely walked up the ladder.
That's strange. That's very strange.
Strange? What's strange?
See, it's not something we finished talking about. Those footprints, there is still an important clue left that we could completely overlook. Stagade said if she had blood on her feet, she would have left footprints. Why weren't there any footprints on the stepladder?
I can prove it with this.
Here we go.
If Ibuki used the stepladder
I
to
wouldn't
hang
have gotten
herself,
that. I can prove
it's
this if I'd
strange
gotten
that
it
there
wrong.
weren't any footprints on it.
Huh? There weren't?
Yeah, that stepladder was completely clean. No footprints or bloodstains at all.
You noticed such a small detail. How amazing! This is truly the talent of a chosen ultimate.
What are you talking about? Obviously leading us to this. I thought you brought up the suicide topic after all this time. Nagito, you're definitely someone I shouldn't underestimate.
But didn't you say you saw that video of Ibuki climbing the stepladder? Then I think there's no doubt that she really did climb it. Unless
Must have
there
been
was
so
something funny
annoying to
about
do that
video.
voice.
I see. So there was some kind of trick arranged in that video, hmm?
But that's something only Hajime would know, since he's the only one who saw that video.
So just as I thought, it comes down to that. The mystery surrounding this incident is contained in that video. And whether or not we can reach that hidden truth, it's all up to me.
Hajime, I leave it in your hands.
As long as I leave this to you, I won't tell you to do your best, but oh well. You should get started already.
Yeah, I'll definitely try.
There was some hidden clue in that video. I shouldn't have seen something strange as I watched it. I should have seen something strange as I watched it. The only one who can clear that up. The only one who actually saw that video. And the only one who can do it. The hanging video that I saw, based on everything we know from the debates this far, should be able to figure out what's strange. Alright, this is one of those, yeah, spot selection, yeah. The bag that was covering her face. Based on what I saw in the video, I don't think that looks suspicious. Which means it's not this. Oh. Well, then it's the fact that there's no blood on the stepladder.
That's right, I remember now. There was definitely something strange about that video.
I'm getting ahead of myself.
Can you
Is what's
explain
happening.
it to us?
I already know where to
Strange
head
is
with
that
this, but
stepladder I mentioned earlier. It's true that the steps of that stepladder weren't dirty, but on one side, there was a bloodstain right on the left side of the stepladder.
camera.
Unless they use the
However,
full-length mirror to
that
have the camera
contradicts the video I
reversed.
saw at the hospital. There weren't any bloodstains on the stepladder in the video. It was completely clean.
That is truly strange. If the video showed the moment of Ibuki's death, then Hiyoko should have already been dead by that point.
Even so, the fact is the stepladder had blood on it at the actual crime scene. But the stepladder in the video was completely bloodless.
And
Man, if
there's
only
no
we could
way
brain
the
dance
video
right now.
was recorded in advance. If that's the
Brain
case,
dance, what?
the only
Yeah,
thing
from
I can think of
Cyberpunk.
is
Okay.
Brain dances are
possible
like
those two stepladders
watching
were
a video,
completely
but
different.
you can basically pull out from third person.
are you
It's
saying
like watching
there
a
were
VR
two
video of
stepladders?
somebody else walking around and you can feel it.
But where
But then
would you
if you
find
go into
another
editor mode in a
stepladder?
brain dance,
There was
you can
only
pull
one
out from the
stepladder
video
in the
and you can
music
see the
video.
surroundings that weren't initially there in a
And
3D
one of the
environment.
stepladders was somewhere other than the music venue. What do you mean?
You're suggesting that the stepladder in the video isn't the only thing that's different. Am I right? That's amazing, Chiaki.
So
All
the
that
murder
gaming has
already
given you
happened there,
incredible
and
deduction
Mikon was
skills.
filming
Is it
the,
okay to say
the
that?
sequence in the conference room. That's why they needed the black curtain there and in the conference room. They made the setup look like it was at the music theater, but they actually had.
Oh yeah, that's how it reads.
The video and the actual scene of the crime. Getting that place where the killer did something.
I thought you said it wasn't Mikon.
I didn't think it was, but maybe it is. Let's see here. Oh, that's a lot of letters. That's a quick question. What's the difference between the video I saw and the actual crime scene?
Tell you if you can't figure it out in a few seconds.
What's the difference between the video I saw and the actual crime scene? It is gonna take 30 minutes. I have fucking no clue what I'm supposed to be spelling here. 'Cause that's not a name, that's not a thing. It doesn't spell conference room. I don't know what letter I should use first.
One, tell you what letter first.
Tell me the first letter and I can go. F? Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna need another letter.
I.
What in fucking word is this? Okay, I'm gonna run out of time because I don't know how to spell and I don't know what I'm
L.
trying to spell. Film? Filming location?
Yeah, that's my boy. That's my boy.
That's so dumb. Like, why would that be the word? I actually don't like that at all. I would have never guessed that
Yeah,
because
me either. That's why I looked
the
it up.
the wording on that is so bad. No, damn it. Just fuck that up.
That's a lot of G's.
Have I even seen an A?
Not for a while. Here we go. Come on, T. Come on, T.
I.
Give me an in. Please. Give us an in.
For the love of all that is holy, give us an in. Thank you.
I got it.
I don't like those puzzles at all, especially because, like, if it's a long
Besides
word,
the step ladder, the filming location must have been different too.
like, trying to say, like, what was different about the filming between the film and what was happening is not like,
the video I
what
saw
am I
was
trying to
not
look
filmed
at?
the
It
music
is
venue.
literally like the whole thing is different.
It was filmed somewhere else.
That's a bad Handman's Gambit, in my
But the
opinion.
hospital monitor is supposed to display footage captured by the music venue camera, you know?
Stolen.
Then, there's a possibility that the killer also tampered with the surveillance camera unit.
In order to show us that they filmed the video at the music venue instead of somewhere else. What did the killer do to the surveillance camera unit? You are kicking me.
Sorry.
Go. Zoom. I like this minigame. This is a fun one. Question 1. Which part of the surveillance camera unit did the killer tamper with? Both. Have to be both. Nope. Ah, damn it. So it was just the camera. Wee. I actually had to slow down a little bit because the spiral is not as fast as I can go. Question 2. Did the killer tamper with the camera at the music venue or the hospital? The music venue. That's really cool looking.
That is really cool. I like that.
Question 3. What did the killer do with the camera from the music venue surveillance camera? They took it with them.
There's no way to increase the signal. Kazuichi already told us that. He increased the signal as much as he could. Imagine when you were trying really hard to think of something, you just imagined yourself on a snowboard.
And the possible answers just showed up around you.
That would make life a little easier, honestly.
That's it. The killer just brought the camera from the music venue. With it, they made me think it was a live feed from the venue, when it was actually from somewhere else.
Then only the monitor was left in the music venue?
Yes, at least when I first discovered Ibuki's body. But when Hyoko's body appeared, the killer probably put the camera back too.
That means you should have realized that from the start and made this easier on all of us.
He did discover the body. I doubt his attention was focused on the camera.
Thank you so much. Thank
That's
you, darling.
true, but in order to hide that the camera was missing, the killer did one more thing to the remaining monitor.
Remaining monitor was
I see.
They threw it on the ground.
The killer smashed the monitor to pieces, destroying it. As long as it was in pieces, you wouldn't be able to tell if the camera was actually there or not. My attention was so focused on the body that even I couldn't have noticed something like that.
And the moment Hajime left the music venue, the killer put back the camera they took.
Then did the thing with Hyoko's body and the door shut.
And they destroyed it and left that in pieces as well.
It's easy to say it was filmed somewhere else, but the surveillance camera's connection wasn't that strong.
Despite Kazuichi's desperate repair efforts, it seems it could not transmit from the hospital to the motel.
The fact that it was able to connect between the hospital and the music venue is amazing enough.
Which, even if it was filmed in another place, as long as it was transmitting to the hospital, the range would be pretty limited. So then, who did they convince to go up on the thing then? Or was that the killer? And if that's the case, we already know that there are only 3 gowns. So then it would have had to have been one of the ones wearing gowns. Which means it may be, is her name Akane?
Yeah.
Where did the killer film that video? This is conference room.
Yeah.
See, when I can get it, I know it. It's not that hard. But like, there was nothing about that question that begged an answer. Give me a minute before I get to anything with an R. Or an O. No!
No!
Ooh! Almost fucked that up. Conference room. Could have held that onto that E. And that's gonna be 30 minutes before I find another E.
Yeah. Hey,
There's one.
there's one. Hey, there's 2.
Confer. E-N-C-E.
How many E's? Hey,
Conference.
R.
Noom.
R.
Give me an O.
Give me an O.
Give me an O. Hey, give me another O. Give me another O. Damn it, game.
Another O.
Like, the thing is, you can't even play, like, regular-ass Hangman. You gotta play bullshit. No! Okay, whatever. I didn't need that. I didn't actually need that. No! Motherfucker.
God damn it.
The worst part about that is it gets rid of my fucking M. There we go.
What's
Shit.
that spell?
Conference
Fuck the
room.
Hangman's Gambit.
It's a bad video game.
It's possible that it was filmed at the hospital's conference room.
Huh? The conference room?
Which is why they use the candle.
But the hospital and the music venue look completely different.
That's exactly why the killer did something to make those 2 places resemble each other.
Black curtain. Looked like the music venue. The killer went ahead and did some work. Gotta make it clear what that work was. Venue curtain.
There's no way the conference room and the music venue look the same.
Which place resembled the other? Did the conference room look like the music venue? Or did the music venue look like the conference room?
Or did they make some kind of set?
Or they might have tampered with the camera.
No. It's probably the set,
I still
but
can't believe he mixed up the filming locations. Hajime, you're pretty stupid.
well, that's clearly wrong. But
No, that's wrong.
There's no way
no, that's wrong.
this room.
I watch Rick and Morty. I can't be stupid.
Which place resembled the other? Did the conference room look like the music venue? Or did the music venue look like the conference room?
Yes.
Is that one?
Or did they make some kind of set?
Damn it.
Damn it. I'll double check.
Or they
'Cause I
might
didn't
have
feel like
tampered with the
getting this
camera.
wrong and watching it again.
I
But
still can't believe he. Hajime, you're pretty stupid.
yes, we know.
There's no way but then the music venue.
Which place resembled? Did the conference room look like the music venue? Or did the music venue look like the...
That must be it.
He's down to clown.
Yeah.
Kazuichi gave us his
What the
consent.
killer did
Hell
was
yeah. Well, he's always down to
make the
clown.
music venue, the crime scene, look like the conference room. They did that by using the black curtain hanging at the back of the stage.
From what I remember, there used to be a really flashy
Yeah,
curtain. But
think
after
about
the
that
incident, it somehow became a plain black curtain that didn't seem to be the right size.
That's right! It's so half-assed, just like Monami.
Oh yeah? Well, your face looks stupid.
That curtain was hung so the music venue
was
would look
worthless.
like the conference room?
In actuality, even though the curtain in the conference room doesn't stand out, it is a black light-blocking curtain that's long enough to reach the floor.
Asking if you're working tomorrow because they want to do Christmas
I
now that
see.
everyone's COVID
The
free.
conference room.
Quote unquote.
Indeed, the floor
I
of
am
that
working
room
tomorrow.
is
Yeah, I told her you work on Sundays.
the
The whole
same
day.
color as
Yeah.
the music venue stage. So the killer chose the conference room because they realized the floor matched.
Matching floors, matching curtains. I guess it makes sense you'd mistake the two.
Right. Akane.
But that's not all. There should be something else the killer did to tamper with the evidence. Probably.
It would have to be the candle, right? Because the lighting, you wouldn't be able to make the lighting of the big
I can prove
lights
it with
in
this.
the conference room.
Nope.
You're referring to the candle in the music venue, right? In the video I saw, a candle was used for lighting. But if you think about it, that's pretty strange. The music venue has good lighting, so there's no reason to even use candlelight.
But wouldn't they have done it to make it feel creepier?
That might have been another reason, but the main reason was probably to tamper with evidence. The lighting in the conference room and the music venue are so different. They couldn't be used during filming. That's why the killer used a candle as film lighting instead.
Which means... Are you saying the candle in the music venue wasn't actually used?
Might be
That
the same
candle was
candle.
likely placed there just to make me think it was the same candle that was used in the video.
Oh wait, but it couldn't have been. So yeah.
With candlelight, you can't see things in that much detail. Maybe they were going for that effect. With that cheap-ass camera, it won't capture much in a dark area.
As long as this all matches up, it should be no problem to say this is decided. The video I saw wasn't filmed at the music venue. It was actually filmed at the hospital conference room.
If I'd found proof that evidence in the conference room was altered, we would have reached an answer sooner. but it appears the killer already covered that up, so I didn't find anything when I went there.
But there's no mistake. That's the only place within the connection range of the surveillance camera.
The motel would have been too far, and the interior design of the movie theater
I
is
need
too
to change my
distinctive.
jacket now. I need to change that.
Warm.
But this must be a surprising turn of events for Hajime. You never suspected that the video you saw in the hospital was being filmed in the conference room.
I'm 100% sure this man is literally in
The
on every
incident
single
isn't
one of
happening
these
at the
crimes
scene of a crime.
and is just
it's
playing
occurring
fun.
in the conference
Yeah.
room.
Like I said, he's got to be working with Junko somehow.
I've heard Bayside cops say that before.
If Ibuki's hanging video was filmed at the hospital's conference room, then was Ibuki killed at the conference room too?
Nope. That was somebody else.
No, that's not possible. Right after Hajime saw that video, he discovered Ibuki's body at the music venue.
She would have already been hanged at that point. A while ago. Means there was a fake somehow. Ibuki at the conference room.
I see! The person wearing the hint bag in that video wasn't Ibuki. It was the killer pretending to be Ibuki. The killer put on a hospital gown, wore a hint bag on their head, and was only pretending to be the victim.
By that time, the real Ibuki must have already been killed.
I'm excited
The actual
to hear
time of
Mikon's
death must have been
real
earlier.
voice.
Probably around
You know
midnight
that
or
their
dawn
voice
to
always
avoid
cracks when
witnesses.
they
At some point,
discovered.
yeah.
If they took Ibuki from the music venue to the hospital to kill her, there's no way it happened during the day.
That's what happened. Then no matter how quickly I ran, it was impossible for me to rescue Ibuki. Well, that sucks. At the moment, I was already in the killer's trap. And the one who set the trap for me was...
But why did the killer go to the trouble of making a fake video just so Hajime could go to the crime scene?
The reason the killer made a fake video
was to get you out of the room.
There's only one possibility I can think of. And if I examine that possibility thoroughly, then naturally the killer's identity will reveal itself.
It gave me a chill for some reason.
You
like the
fiend!
thought.
Are you saying you already know who the killer is?
It got me before the murder happened.
Should already
Like,
I should have already known.
I mean, I knew it because, like, I got it wrong. But yeah.
You think it's Mikon?
Yeah, it's gotta be Mikon.
You're the only one! Mikon, you're the killer, aren't you?
What are you talking about?
Like I said, aren't you the killer who murdered Ibuki and Hyoko?
Because she needed him out of his room before Fuyuhiko left so that he could see the video by himself and run away. She knew when to start the video because she brought him to the hospital and she disappeared into upstairs to go to the on-call room.
In fact, the
Turn
fly
off the
would
auto.
probably
Okay.
kill her first.
Now you can turn it back on. You're done talking.
She's right. A clumsy slowpoke like me killing someone? That's completely out of the question.
But we're the only ones. Thanks to that video, we're the only ones who have the advantage of an alibi.
An alibi? Was that the killer's goal?
Now that you mention it, you guys brought that up earlier. Only Hajime and Mikon have an alibi.
It's just a coincidence.
But you're the only one who could have filmed that video in the hospital conference room. Is that also a coincidence?
relax in the lobby instead. She sent us to the lobby.
That time,
She did.
You said you were going to the on-call room, but you actually went to the conference room.
She was the one that sent us to the lobby.
That's when
Booty.
you put on a hospital gown that you prepared in advance, put the bag on your head, and began filming. By doing that, you made up a video that showed Ibuki trying to hang herself
The
at
final
the music
bullet
venue.
is gonna be the 2 bags.
Yep.
Because we haven't used it yet.
And showed that to me. Furthermore, I saw that video at the hospital lobby. If someone wants to go to the conference room from outside, they have to pass through the lobby.
So it's impossible that someone who wasn't already in the hospital went to the conference room to film.
Not only that, the others in the hospital, Akane and I, were both delirious from the despair disease.
So that must mean...
Please wait a second. What are you saying? I'm the killer? That's impossible. There's no way I could kill someone.
Oh, the music's fading out.
It's not literally impossible. Can't you give a better defense than that?
It just shows she can't even do that.
Hey, you sure this chick is really the killer?
Wrong! It's totally wrong! It's not what you think!
Just like Akane said, it is really hard to tie it all together. I mean, Mikan is the killer?
I agree. It is truly difficult to believe someone could be killed by such a slow-witted woman.
How dare you?
That
you
slow-witted remark
sexist
is not
piece of
necessary.
shit. I liked you, Gundam.
I've been like this for a long time.
The way you
In a
said
tournament for social punching bags, I'd easily win first place with my soft reputation. Even I can't deny that. How many times do I have to tell you? It's impossible for me to kill someone. I am serious. Very serious.
What do you say, Hajime?
Do you still
What if
believe
this shit
this
happened every time
woman
you
is the
clicked
killer?
wrong person? That'd be
Do you
interesting.
hate me that
They had that much fucking info.
Hajime!
Like they made you feel bad about it every time you clicked the wrong person.
Tricks aside, logic aside, is she really capable of doing something like that? Could be I'm the one making a mistake? No, in fact, it'd be much easier if I was wrong. If I have this much doubt about someone I've spent this much time with.
Can you hold on a minute?
Fuck
Oh,
you
here we
with
go.
those eyes!
Here we go.
Well, I know I'm being intrusive and all, and I mean, I have no place to say this.
Then don't.
I missed all of the critical parts, and I doubt I have anything worth saying at an important time like this.
What are you saying?
Just get on with it.
But still, there's definitely no way I can overlook the killer this time.
Tell me.
I thought
Tell
it was
me she's
suspicious
not
all
working with her.
along, from the very beginning. Investigating with the suspect in mind creates a different result than investigating with no leads.
Hey, what are you trying to say?
Well, thanks to that, I was able to discover a truth that nobody else knows.
What? Are you serious?
I've been so focused on everybody else this trial. But I guess now's a good time to say it, right?
What's going on?
You better not have kept
Just
quiet on
say
purpose.
it.
This isn't a game, you know.
Actually, this is a game.
Please don't say such controversial statements.
Well, what do you know, Nagito?
Well, it's nothing big, really. Only a small, decisive clue that points to the killer.
Dang! That's a huge deal!
Can we please just get to it though?
Does something like that really exist?
Let's take a look, shall we? regarding the rope Ibuki was dangling from. This rope was supplied by the supermarket, right? There weren't any ropes inside the music venue.
This is weird.
Again with the supermarket? That place is a hotspot for criminal goods.
If they got it at the supermarket, that means it was brand new, right?
What's wrong with that?
I want you to take a close look at this rope. And keep in mind that it's brand new.
Is it gonna be weathered?
Near the middle of the rope, it's frayed, as if it was rubbed strongly. But why is it like this? The loop Ibuki used to hang herself is on one end of the rope, and the part of the rope that hung from the baton lighting is on the other end.
Hey, you're taking too long. What's wrong with the rope being frayed?
It means, well, from what I can infer, I think the rope was used like this. The killer wrapped the rope around Ibuki's neck, pulled both ends at full strength, and strangled her.
Yeah, 'cause she died from choking, not from a broken
The center
neck.
of the rope is frayed because that's the part they used to strangle Ibuki.
Hold on. I've been listening to you for a while, and it sounds like you knew about this rope clue all along. What exactly did you say to me during the investigation?
So this rope won't be much of a clue. And I might as well search another place.
Not everyone cooperates at a class trial. Those who lie and conceal the truth will obviously be here too. Just like this case's killer. I was just copying them a little bit.
More importantly, what was all that about the rope? The killer strangled Ibuki. And then?
And then, I finished speaking.
How is that a decisive clue?
Huh? You didn't notice it? I thought I made the decisive clue very clear.
You didn't.
Those words contain a decisive clue. True? Rope used for hanging, scrap of thick paper, AC temperature surveillance camera unit. I feel like I'm gonna have to grab a bullet in this one.
Ibuki didn't die from hanging. She was strangled to death.
That's basically the same thing.
Though
It's not
hanging
quite.
and strangling seem similar, they're very different. The scars they leave would look different too. Scars? You mean the rope burn, right?
But we believed it was from a hanging. Why would that be?
Did we fall for someone's lie?
The body at the crime scene was hanged, you know. Obviously, we'd assume it was a hanging.
The Monokuma file complicates this too. It never specified hanging or strangulation.
It says choking.
Misunderstood is to blame.
I actually don't know what I need to do here. You know, let me listen through it one more time.
Ibuki didn't die from hanging. She was strangled to death.
That's basically the same thing.
Though hanging and strangling seem similar, they're very different. The scars they leave would look different too. Scars? You mean the rope burn, right?
But we believed it was from a hanging. Why would that be?
Did we fall for someone's lie?
Who would have lied about it
The
being
body at the crime scene
hanged?
was hanged, you know.
who
Obviously,
did
we'd
the
assume it was a
autopsy?
hanging.
The Monokuma file complicates this too. It never specified hanging or strangulation.
Whoever misunderstood is to blame.
And Nikon did the autopsy, and she said that they were that she was hung.
Ibuki didn't die from hanging. She was strangled to death.
That's
No.
basically the same thing.
Though hanging and strangling seem similar, they're very different. the scars they leave would look different too.
Scars? You mean the rope burn, right?
But we believed it was from a hanging. Why would that be?
Did we fall for someone's lie?
That must be it.
So cute.
The
Sharp teeth.
the biggest
So
problem
that's
that I
what
have with that is the difference
We've been falling
between
for the
like
killer's lie this whole
what I
time.
need to hit to confer if something was strangled or hanged. It makes no difference why one would be I can confer and one isn't. Alright. There's no doubt she died from hanging herself. Yep.
You said Ibuki hanged herself, but that was a complete lie, wasn't it, Mikan?
That is... well...
You told us the wrong cause of death. You lied, didn't you?
We knew it would come down to this on Mikan's trial that she would falsify the autopsy.
You should
Yeah.
have been able to
Yeah.
tell the difference
We
between
called it.
hanging and strangling just by looking.
She was too useful being able to do the autopsies every single time.
That she was either gonna get murdered for it,
First of all,
or she's gonna lie.
I'm not a coroner, so I don't have the medical knowledge to identify injuries like that. That's why it's not my fault if I made a mistake.
Then why did you always
You
follow
were
through
right.
to do the autopsy?
And you have been a great help to us so far.
But even a drunk medical student can notice the difference between a hanging and strangulation.
Broken neck versus a crushed
I'm
windpipe.
not taking her side or anything, but being clumsy and unskilled in this area could lead to a mistake.
But she's not clumsy and unskilled. She's the ultimate nurse.
He's totally right. I'm such a clumsy mess, and I got so careless.
Mikan nursed me till I got better. There's no way I'm gonna doubt her.
That's just it.
Don't you think her devotion to
exactly
nursing
it.
is what helped her draw Ibuki to her death?
Huh?
And if not, her symptoms were still very serious and caused her to believe what anybody told her. It wouldn't surprise me if she willingly followed Mikan because she was nursing her.
So Mikan volunteered to nurse us? Cause she was planning to do this all along?
That's a little... Aren't you like the thief who suspects everyone else of being thieves?
I'm not a criminal. Mikan is. I mean, she's a killer, you know.
You've got it all wrong. Please forgive me.
I'm sorry, but there's no way I can forgive you. I just can't forgive this crime at all.
It is 11:59 a.m.
Forgiveness or not, we still have not decided if Mikan is the killer.
Did you go?
No, that's the bitch you better
I
get out of
see.
bed alone.
Oh.
You guys are kind. Well, if that's the choice everyone makes, then the only thing I can do is back off, I guess. But is that really okay? Is that everyone's hope?
You're friggin' annoying! If you keep talking, I'm seriously gonna beat you up!
For some reason, my brains didn't say beat you up. It just said beat your ass.
The killer. There's no way. I'm capable of killing someone.
You're actually incredibly capable of killing someone. You have all of the medical knowledge.
Really true?
Yeah.
Stop it already! That's enough!
I can't stop.
Won't stop.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Might stop.
I don't want to do this either. Of course I don't want to do this. But I need to do this.
You doubt your friends?
That's not it. I suspect them because I want to believe them.
What the hell does that mean?
I don't think belief and doubt are necessarily opposites.
Huh?
I do doubt her, but I still want to believe her. Belief lies at the heart of that conflict. 'Cause if there's no room for doubt, then there's no reason to believe, is there?
Don't say deep stuff. I don't really get it.
If you want to believe in someone, you need to overcome doubt first.
And I just haven't.
Belief without doubt is simply a lie.
She hasn't given me the
Fine.
option to believe her
Do
yet.
whatever you want. I won't stop you anymore.
Huh? Is that all you can say?
It comes.
So in the end, you're all just a bunch of bullies, huh? Justifying your actions with fancy words. Making excuses for why it's not really your fault. Everyone always treats me like that. Always. It's all her fault. She's the one with the problem. I'm done with that. You hear me? I'm done.
Her hair has always
Hey,
done the thing.
Mikon.
It's not fair. It's not fair. 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 Why won't you forgive me? If you did something wrong, you'd forgive yourself right away. What did I do? Why won't anybody forgive me?
Is acting like this your strategy now? Well, this is annoying. Plus, to be honest, I've run out of ideas. How can we get you to admit it? That's the issue.
If we don't have any clues, why don't we have her give us some? I'm the same as Hajime. I don't want to doubt any of my friends. But still, the truth is one of us murdered two of our friends. That's why we gotta stick with this until the very end, so we can finally break these chains
I
of
got a
despair.
Snickers.
That one's really
Hey,
funny.
Mikon, can I ask you one last thing? If you're not the killer, then who fabricated that video Hajime watched?
Also, welcome out to the stream.
Like I said, it obviously wasn't me. Can you prove it? Prove it? Wait. Do you have any proof
Twin
that
chip
I'm
man.
the one who fabricated that video? That's right. Show me your proof.
Man, she is flip-flopping hard.
Because you're just assuming the video was filmed at the conference room. Treating me like a killer based on an assumption. Just because I was at the hospital. That's totally crazy. I didn't do anything wrong. Why does everybody always hate me? Please, just forgive me already.
Is this broad really okay? She's emotionally unstable.
Seriously?
I'm not the killer. The video. I never filmed that video. It seems she finally started arguing for us. But the only one who can find the hole in her argument is you, Hajime.
Who was the original owner
So,
of the ball?
I'm going to leave this to you once again.
Could it be, was this Chiaki's goal all along? You're saying everyone's fate depends on me. The only person who saw that video.
Why do you get to decide I'm the killer? Where's your proof? Please, forgive me already!
I need to make up my mind. The one who has to do it. The one who's going to finish this. Your argument. I don't believe I'm going to use any of these, but let's go for it.
We can't think of anybody else other than you who could have filmed that video.
Looks like he's about
Do you
to
have
drop
any
the
proof?
hottest album of 2021.
Is the hemp bag
Look
on
at
her
him.
head the proof? Is the hospital gown she was wearing suspicious?
The hemp bag is the proof, and I need to grab that bullet next time it comes around.
Ibuki and Mikon clearly have different body types.
Is that really your proof? You could tell her body type under the hospital gown? Just from that video? Just from that camera angle? Just from that dim candlelight? There's no way you'd be able to make out her body type! So please forgive me already!
Hajime, pay close attention and listen well. You're the only one who can point out the killer's mistake.
It's got to be with the bag, right?
But like you're absorbing. You said you're absorbing the bag.
That's what I thought.
We can't think
What
of
would you
anybody
shoot it
else
at?
other than you.
I guess I don't know.
Who could have filmed
Let's
that
get the
video.
whole thing. Let's figure it out.
Huh? Do you have any proof? Is the hemp bag on her head the proof? Is the hospital gown she was wearing suspicious? Or could it be the hospital slippers she had on?
Ibuki and Mikon clearly have different body types.
Is that really your proof? You could tell her body type under the hospital gown? Just from that video? Just from that camera angle? Just from that dim candlelight? There's no way you'd be able to make out her body type!
You're never gonna get this.
It has to do with the fact that she
Hajime,
knows that
pay
the
close
dim
attention and
candlelight
listen
is
well.
there
You're the only one who can point out the
because
killer's
she wouldn't have
mistake.
known how dim the candlelight was unless she was the one that filmed it.
Yeah.
She's saying because there's no way you would know,
Yeah.
except you don't know that there's no way that I would know unless you were the one that
Can't
filmed
think
the
of
video.
anybody else
So that's a
other than
mistake?
you.
I believe so.
All right. I think
could
so.
have
Yeah.
filmed that
I
video?
mean, yes. That's the one you're gonna shoot.
Huh?
You know what
Do
you're
you
gonna shoot
have
it
any
with.
proof? Is the hemp bag on her head the proof? Is the hospital gown she was wearing suspicious? Or could it be the hospital slippers she had on?
Ibuki and Mikon clearly have different body types.
Is that really your proof? You could tell her body type under the hospital
No.
gown? Just from that video?
I gotta take the last
Just
one,
from
right?
that camera
And then
angle?
refire it once we get to the very end.
Just from that dim candlelight?
Yeah, I knew it was those two that interacted, but I didn't know if I needed to absorb the dim candlelight or if I needed to shoot the dim candlelight.
Please forgive me already! Hajime, pay close attention and listen well. You're the only one who can point out the killer's mistake.
So now we can speed through this bit.
We can't think of anybody who could have filmed that.
Huh? Is the hemp bag on her head the proof? Is the hospital gown she was wearing suspicious? Or could it be the hospital slippers she had on?
Ibuki and Mikon clearly have different body types.
Is that really your proof? You could tell her body type under the hospital gown? Just from that video? Just from that camera angle? Just from that dim candlelight?
No.
Oh shit! It was.
Damn it!
I'm sorry.
I'm not the killer!
Now we're gonna go through it again to the board.
We can't think of anybody else other than you.
Who could have filmed that?
Sorry.
Is the hemp bag on? Is the hospital gown? Or could it be the hospital?
Ibuki and Mikon.
Is that really? You could tell her body just from that There's no way you'd be able to make. So please forgive me already! Hajime, pay close attention and listen well. You're the only one who can point out the killer's mistake.
Guess how would she have known the camera angle?
We can't think of anybody who could have filmed that.
Because we've been able to do everything else, but the only person that ever saw the video was me, and I never described the camera
Or
angle.
could it be the hospital slippers she had on?
Ibuki and Mikon clearly have different body types.
Is that really your proof? You could tell her body type under the hospital gown? Just from that video? Just from that camera angle?
Ah, motherfucker, the purple text.
Just from that dim can. There's no way you'd be. So please Hajime, pay close. You're the only one who can point out the killer's mistake.
Okay.
Ah, motherfucker.
One more time.
The shitty purple text. Like, the worst part about you having to use a bullet
think of
is
anybody who
if
could
you
have
misfire, you gotta go through the whole fucking thing
Is the
again.
hospital
Yep.
gown? Or could it be the hospital?
Ibuki and Mikon.
Is that really? You could tell her body type under the hospital gown? Just from that video? Just from that camera angle?
Yay!
Ah, that's so annoying. That if you misfire an absorbed truth bullet, you gotta go all the way through again.
Mikon,
Twice.
you've committed a major mistake.
Mistake?
As I said before many times, I'm the only one who saw that video.
What's wrong with that?
But I never said anything about the camera angle. So how can you say anything about the camera angle as if you saw that video yourself?
The only reason Mikan knew the camera angle Hajime had seen
She filmed it herself.
is because you're the person who actually filmed that video. Is that right?
This is your just reward. The more desperately you argue, the deeper you dig yourself into a hole. You lied, didn't you?
Are you serious? Is it true, Mikan? Did you kill Hiyoko and Ibuki?
Forgive me! Huh? 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 I was wrong. Wrong. No, that's not it at all.
That's not it?
I mean, it's impossible. You know that hemp bag Ibuki was wearing when she
Here it
died?
comes. I predicted it.
Try remembering the tote bag instead. Ding! I totally remember now.
What the heck's wrong with her? She's getting weirder by the minute.
That tote bag, isn't it the same one that girl was wearing in the video?
How do you know so much about that video?
Who cares about that? More importantly, did you know that bag is a limited item that was sold at the movie theater? Hajime saw it too, didn't you? You remember the Usami decal on it, right? Whoopsie! Don't worry about it. I remember even if you don't. Ta-da! There's no mistake that tote bag is a limited item. So don't you think it's impossible? Using one tote bag in both the conference room and the music venue at the same time?
Except Monokuma already told us you've got a second.
Obvious that that's impossible. Don't you think? That's why that video isn't fabricated, and I'm not the killer. So you'll forgive me, right?
Taking your stubbornness this far. Such despair.
Then you're gonna forgive me? I won't stop until you forgive me!
Long time no see. Well, not really. Time for a third panic talk action. This is probably going to be my last job during a class trial. Please humor me while I taint your ears one last time. Starting from the PTA, the reload and ammo features will be added. Oh, so now we actually have to do that. You will no longer be able to make do with just the left mouse button. Below the tempo marker in the lower portion of the screen is the number of bullets are displayed. From this point, you will need one bullet to destroy one remark. When you're out of bullets, you won't be able to destroy remarks, no matter how much you mash the left mouse button. You'll be able to refresh your bullets by pressing the tab key to reload. Just like locking on, press the tab key in time with the tempo marker. Controls are the same with it as the left mouse button. Match the tempo marker either by pressing the tab key. The number of bullets refreshed is based on how well you keep the tempo. If you get the timing wrong when you press the tab key, bullets will not be refreshed, so please be careful. So your ammo will be completely refreshed and will not run out during fever time. Your difficulty is leveled to gentle. You do not need to reload. I guess this was a pretty useless explanation, even though it was the last one. That should be all the explanations for the class trials. The rest is up to you to overcome. You should be able to find beyond this point what you and I both yearn for. True despair. Well then, good luck and have fun.
I'll keep explaining it until you forgive me! That bag is a limited item! That's why that crime is impossible for anyone to pull off.
This chick, has she lost it for good?
Will you forgive me? You'll forgive me, right? Isn't that right? You're obviously gonna forgive me, right?
At this rate, we're not getting anywhere. I'll do something and end this. Right. Panic talk action. What is it again? Lock on and attack. Select Final Strike as left mouse button. Final Strike. Tab is to reload Final Strike. Fever time. Okay.
I'll do anything you want. Please already? Forgive me! Forgive me! Please, draw on me! Do you understand? Can you forgive me already? I'll do anything you want. Can you forgive me already? I'll do anything you want. You're done for! Forgive me! Forgive me!
There's literally no reason to use fever time outside of them activating negative time.
Yeah.
I'll do anything you want. There's only one bag. It's impossible to use
bonus
Theater bonus prize.
This is the end. Monokuma mentioned this earlier.
You buy one bag, you get another one free. It's a common practice to bait customers with bonus prizes.
Whoever bought that bag should have received another one as a bonus prize. Which means it's not
thank you for
impossible
the
to
follow,
use that
Ghost.
bag in 2 separate places.
That
So please, just stop making desperate excuses.
Why? Why can't you forgive me? Why?
It seems her desperate struggle is finally coming to an end.
Why does everybody always hate me? You should just forgive me already!
Mikon, it's already over. After I go over your crime from the beginning and show that you have no arguments left. Please, just admit it already. In the end, at least let me believe in you.
closing argument. Begin. Okay, so
10 minutes. He looks like he's got little bunny
what I saw
ears.
on the monitor. Let's see here. What did the killer do after the broadcast? Body was hidden before. Small clue that the killer left. Put it back to normal after destroying it. How was the real locker room created? So I need to choose what I have here. 2-step ladders are different somehow. Video of the broadcast tape. Then in this one, what did the killer do after the broadcast? Threw off the hemp bag. Then the body was hidden before. Small clue that the killer left behind. Then how the real locker room created. Putting it back to normal after destroying it. Camera with them.
So
Then
the locker room is that glue.
the ripped piece of the baton lighting is small clue the killer left. Killer ripped off the music wallpaper. And how the room was actually locked.
Here's everything that happened in this case. The key to this incident is the surveillance camera video that only I saw. That's why I'm going to start with that to unravel the knots of this crime. When I went to the hospital with Mikon this morning, I noticed a specific thing in the lobby. The incoming signal light on the surveillance monitor was blinking ahead of the scheduled time.
Whoop.
When I switched on the monitor, what appeared on screen was a person wearing a hospital gown and a bag on their head about to hang themselves right at that moment. That surveillance camera unit was designed for two-way communication with the hospital and the music venue. That's why I thought the signal originated from the music venue, so I immediately headed over there. But that was the killer's trap. In truth, that video was recorded in a different place. The killer brought the music venue camera the night before and made their preparations in advance. And then, they filmed that video in the hospital conference room. By doing so, they tried to make me think the incident was happening in real time, when in fact, the crime had already been committed by that point. The person in the footage wearing the bag was actually the killer acting as a fake.
The thing that this doesn't cover is why
I didn't know that. So I went to
Hiyoko
the
was
music
killed.
venue and found the hanged body wearing a bag on its head.
Which means, because she saw.
Yeah.
But, like, it doesn't explain it in this.
Seeing the body
No.
before me, I panicked and rushed out of there to get the rest of you guys. But
Unless
that
there's
was
a
also
second
part
round
of the
of
killer's
this.
trap.
Maybe.
After cleaning the conference room, the killer was likely watching the music venue from outside.
There usually is like a second round.
And, as if they were switching places with me, they went inside the music venue and began working on their last trick. First, the killer peeled off the wallpaper covering one of the stage pillars, revealing Hiyoko's body. When I first arrived and saw the hanged body, I didn't notice anything strange about that pillar. I didn't expect it to be slightly larger from the wallpaper, or have Hiyoko's body hidden inside. Next, the killer destroyed the surveillance camera that was used in the conference room. After destroying it, they mixed it with what was left of the surveillance monitor found at the crime scene. The surveillance camera the killer used was originally brought from the music venue, but when they brought it, they made sure to destroy its monitor beforehand. They wanted to hide the fact that the camera wasn't at the crime scene. In the end, the killer transformed the crime scene into a closed room. They broke one of the drumsticks from the storage room and placed it near the music venue's entrance. However, they did this to mislead us into believing that the music venue was locked from the inside. In actuality, the reason the music venue became a closed room was because of the glue. The killer sealed the door with glue and intentionally created a closed room that could be forced open. With that, the
glue,
killer
though.
finished tampering with the crime scene and met up with Fuyuhiko and me.
I mean, super glue only takes like 30 seconds of contact to
They
glue.
helped us force open the music venue door, despite the fact that they personally
Look at
sealed it.
Hiyoko's kick. He's badass.
Yeah, he is.
Well, not Hiyoko, Fuyuhiko's kick.
I knew what you meant.
And they made us discover
Chiaki
not just
just-
Ibuki's
Yeah.
body, but Hiyoko's suddenly present body as well. At the time, they pretended to be surprised, but inside, they were probably relieved that their plan worked out. Isn't that right, Mikan? This crime was orchestrated by you, wasn't it?
That's it. That's a face.
That is a face. Gracious.
Which means when she was sleeping on top of us, she had already committed a crime.
Now she's laughing?
It's been such a long time.
Hydrate.
This feeling, I know it well. Like the floor is collapsing, like the sky is falling down upon you.
A whole lot
This
left.
feeling of despair.
Yep.
Oh, she
Mikon,
just came.
You.
I mean,
What
here's
has
the thing.
happened
Most
to
of the
you?
girls come
Whoa
when they're,
there.
you know, admitting
Before
it.
that,
Mhm.
a moment of your time.
All right. Mostly good. Mhm. Got 101 coins for that.
It's not bad.
It seems your arguments have reached a conclusion, so let's proceed to our regularly scheduled voting time.
When do you need to
Now
leave?
then, please pull the
One,
lever in front of you
112.
and cast your
All right, so we got
vote.
some time left.
Who will be chosen as the blackened? Will
Yeah,
you
that's
make
ju-
the
that's
right
just an O
choice
face.
or the dreadfully wrong one? Let's
Horny
go.
jail.
You bonking her?
Yeah.
Sending her to
Straight
horny
to
jail?
straight to horny jail. I love the little
Mm-hmm. All rise.
Well now,
Though it may be obvious at this point,
correct.
you got it right once again. That's like 3 in a row. That's right, the true identity of the horrifying blackened who killed 2 girls was Mikan Sumiki.
Damn it.
Gotta be shitting me. You saying Mikan, the one who nursed us back to health, was the one who killed him?
I won't forgive you.
Joke around with me, Mikan. Did you lie to us all along? Were you planning to kill them from the start while you were nursing them?
Hey!
Don't just laugh, say something! This is going nowhere.
What's going on?
This chick.
Hey.
This is nothing like Pecco. She's actually gone mental.
Oh, that's obvious.
There's nothing we can do. She's no longer the same person. She's no longer the Mikon Sumiki we knew. Huh?
Hey.
Based on my predictions, she might have caught it too. She probably had the despair disease, which was the motive for this case.
What?
Mikon 2, you say?
I
know because I was looking at Mikon for so long. She was the one taking care of me after all. My consciousness kept drifting, but even so, when I did catch a glimpse of her, her expression was full of despair. A despair so devoid of hope that not even a single fragment of it remained. Hold on, did you say Mikon also had the despair disease? That means she was... Huh? Hajime, has something crossed your mind?
Horny. She was horny. Okay? Like...
And somewhat soft and really hot. Right, Mikon felt really hot at that time. Now that I think about it, that must have been a high fever, just like what Ibuki and Akane had.
It cannot be.
Then, because of the disease, Mikon was...
Perhaps?
The symptoms that she surely felt must have been deserving of the name despair disease. Losing all hope and harboring despair for all hope. Because of the despair disease, she was likely overcome with despair.
See?
That's the reason why she can still laugh in such a hopeless situation.
Girl. I need a better, motive than that.
Which means the Mikon standing before us is no longer the ultimate nurse. She's a completely different person now that she's infected by the despair disease.
Isn't that right?
She's a human she's a human who deserves to be called the ultimate despair. No, that's Junko. That's the reason why I can't forgive this. I mean, killing someone for the sake of despair instead of for the sake of hope?
Impossible.
There's no way I can forgive that.
Oh?
For the sake of despair? That's completely wrong.
Huh?
Wrong? Wrong? What's wrong?
What I did was for the sake of my beloved.
Is she? No, she's not.
Huh?
Who are you talking about? If only they were still alive, they'd be so happy. I know.
My beloved was the only one. That's right. The only one who
Yeah, that's an ahegao.
Yeah.
never hated me. They forgave my existence.
It's Junko.
Shit,
They
is it?
forgave and
No.
accepted me.
It's gotta be Junko.
No.
They gave me value. They loved me. I loved them with all my heart, and they returned it in full. This is my reciprocation.
I understand that I've done something unforgivable, but you know, to transcend all that is truly
Love.
is all about.
Hey.
I don't understand. What are you saying? You don't understand? It's because you don't have anyone to love? Is it because you're someone who isn't accepted by anyone? What a pity. I feel so sorry for you.
Well,
And if I say this, I'm sure nobody here would understand, but love is a wonderful thing. This feeling of freedom where you no longer care about anything. My beloved and I are the only ones with that thin veil, and I'm just looking out through it. That's why, as long as I'm on the inside, no matter how much they tease me, splash me with water, kick me, it's like nothing matters. I could just die. That's how little it matters. Who cares about the hope or despair? It's love, only love.
could it be?
Is this really the despair disease you were talking about?
This is...
Seems that I was wrong. Not only was she affected by despair, you were half right. It's right to say that this is all thanks to that disease. Because thanks to that disease, I was able to remember my beloved. Apparently that's what my symptom was. What a wonderful symptom.
Tell us who it is.
It means you had a remembering disease.
But...
That means she remembered something and ended up like this.
Such despair.
Are you saying you were like this from the start? Were you like this before we even came to the island? Don't get so angry. Well, first of all, the reason I came like this wasn't my fault. It was all your fault. You remember? Because it's not like I am entirely responsible for turning out like this. I'm the person I am today because of many human relationships. So it's everybody's fault that I turned out like this, you see? Even so, the current me was not strongly influenced by my beloved's existence. It was also my beloved who created the me that everyone can forgive. My beloved still forgives me and still accepts me. That is the key difference between all of you and my beloved.
Don't fuck with me!
The fuck are you talking about? You saying this is Mikon? She's the real Mikon? Mikon, please answer me. Did you really remember? You at the end of you ended up like this all because you remembered? There's no way I can believe that. There's no way the person you are right now is the real Mikon. I'll prove. Then to prove I remember, I'll tell you something nice. About that World Ender organization that you're all worrying about.
You serious?
Not no, I just remembered, that's all. I knew about it all along. How that horrifying organization known as World Ender is also the organization known as the Future Foundation. And the symbol at the ancient door. That's right, the Japanese word for future.
Forgot about that door altogether.
Just what is the Future Foundation? What are they planning? As the name suggests, the organization is the World Ender. The Future Foundation is trying to end our world. Put it simply, they're trying to claim the world for themselves.
This is bad.
This isn't a comic book, you know. As part of their plan to end the world, the Future Foundation brought us to this island. Isn't that right, Monomi? I knew it. Monomi, Monokuma, they're both members of that crazy organization, aren't they? Monomi and I aren't members.
I am Monokuma!
My existence is entirely my own.
Don't do that.
Hey.
Don't laugh. Hey, Mikon, if you really do remember, and you already know, right? You know the true identity of the traitor hiding among us. Of course I know that. Let's see, the Future Foundation lackey that's hiding among you all is... Oh well, no one really cares about that, don't you think?
Of course not!
You'll find out eventually, so there's no need to be so impatient. Probably when the countdown ends. Do you even know about that?
Oh?
I don't know anything. Huh? I have a feeling that's what it is, but who cares about that, you know? I'm drowning in so much love from the bottom of my heart, I just don't care about anyone or anything.
Same. Even though you have to send me to porny jail sometimes.
There's no way I can believe you were like this all along, because if that's true, then who's the person that I've spent the time with up until now? The past. That person, she didn't exist in the beginning. She's just my past self who lost her school memories. You guys consider that thing a friend?
Oh?
That doesn't make me happy at all. It just fills me with despair.
And sad.
You guys accepted my past self, but not my present self.
Yeah, because your present self killed
And that applies
two
to you all as
people.
well. Memories of people, memories of events, whatever memory it is, losing memories are
understand?
like losing your personal identity. Memory is the most important component in building a person, don't you think? Losing our memories makes us... You can't just kill people,
girl,
Carl!
baby.
Makes us shadows of the past.
I made a joke about llamas with hats like 2 hours ago. You missed it.
I don't know what you're trying to say, but in the end, it always leads back to that story about our stolen school lives.
Hey, hey!
So, it's true all along? Our memories are taken anyway?
Damn it!
If it wasn't true, we wouldn't be suffering this much. Well, why don't you just take your sweet time and remember at your own pace?
How about you tell them all how old they really are?
Monokuma, is it alright if you start now?
Yes, indeed.
Punishment time? Damn it, why? Mikon, why does it have to end like this? This is too pointless. This is too much.
Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment.
For
the ultimate nurse, Mikon Tsumiki.
So it's over.
It's over now, I know inside.
It's really...
No one would ever know.
That's not the one I was gonna go with.
The
Now
sorry
I can go to
tale
my
of
beloved, who
Mr.
always
Hyde.
forgives me.
And all those lies no one must ever know. They would not see the tragedy. They would not see my intent. All right, I'll
I
stop
can
now.
finally see them. Please forgive me, the one who's going to die with the hope of finally seeing you.
Let's give it everything we've got! It's punishment time!
Am I a good man? Am
Paladin.
I a madman?
Paladin.
What? It's just a fucking sedation needle. Bye-bye, ouchies. That was a butt, I think. Did he just Sabian her to death?
Oh my god. There's a fist.
Panties.
Panty shot. We gotta have the panty shot. It is Nikon after all.
She got launched into space.
Yeah. Guess so. Alright, well.
Why is this game unnecessarily horny?
I mean, we got that fisting arm that she was riding on.
The killer who killed Ibuki and Miyota and Hiyoko Saionji was Mikan, and she's been executed. She apparently committed her crime because she was afflicted by the despair disease. So what? What's finished? Nobody wanted it to end this way.
Let
Yeah, I
me
sure
ask.
didn't. I'm
Who was that
actually-
Mikan from earlier?
I'm actually pretty disappointed.
Was that
she...
that she didn't snap, actually?
Yeah,
It was,
that she didn't just straight up snap on Hiyoko. Very disappointed.
Was that her true form? Or is that itself a symptom of the despair disease?
Damn it.
It doesn't matter either way. She ended up like that just from remembering. Then all along, Mikan was never worth being a symbol of hope.
But
Even if her words were influenced by the despair disease, if the disease turned her into that, she lost herself to a simple disease. She was definitely unworthy of being a symbol of
isn't
hope.
that right?
So let's just move on. Come on, let's take all this despair and change it into hope.
Please wait.
That's impossible. I mean, I thought we were friends the whole time, but even so,
Honey, we are all friends until somebody says they're tired of being here. Like, that's how this game goes.
like a house of cards, at least one of these men is going to be accused of sodomy.
That House of Cards was about drugs.
No, House of Cards starred Kevin Spacey, who is a known sodomizer.
Ah!
He would
Damn.
he would molest younger men
Oof.
on set.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Shit.
Yeah, Kevin Spacey's a bad person.
Shit. Damn. Alright. Fuck.
In the end, our friend we thought we knew ended up showing us a completely different side of herself. And she vanished from our sight, leaving behind only malice towards us. Now there's no way we can just move on and try to have a clear-cut attitude about these feelings. That's clearly impossible.
Damn it!
It would have been so much easier if she was just a traitor, too.
Wrong.
Too bad that's not the case. Mikan was not the traitor.
Come on.
The traitor's still alive. As proof, see how fine Monomi looks right now. I'm not fine at all. But if the traitor died, you wouldn't be this calm, right? I mean, you're both pawns of the Future Foundation, so you guys are like two hearts beating as one, right?
You fiend.
What does that make you, fiend? You did say that you're different than Monomi. Who cares who I am, about who I am? More importantly, I'm tired. The drama just keeps going and going. I didn't even have time to eat my black bean right eye during the break. Your right eye is made out of black beans? Wait, that's not the time to focus on that. What are you trying to say? You know, isn't it said that life has its ups and downs? It's fun because downs come after ups. But if life was full of downs, wouldn't it get boring?
Yes. Yes, it is boring.
So in order to help you guys feel better, I've prepared a special event. special event.
Well,
Head over to the first island's beach. An old friend will be waiting there.
Huh?
Could it be Nekomaru?
Hey!
The Nekomaru? Was he safe after all? Safe. How should I say this? I knew it. I knew that crazy bastard Nekomaru would be back to us in one piece. Awesome. We're starting to see the light of hope. The light of hope. I am happy Nekomaru is returning to us, but
So just as I thought.
3 of our friends just died, so I honestly cannot be happy. Miss Sonia.
However,
Even so, I'm still happy if Nekomaru is safe. I am truly happy.
Fine. If you are happy, you should honestly greet him with open arms. Perhaps those who have been taken from us would do the same if they still lived.
I miss you, Pookie, already.
Hey, Supreme Overlord who gives a shit? That line doesn't suit you at all.
Silence. I shall crush you into dust.
Ibuki, Yoko, Mikan, can you hear us? If you are unhappy, I apologize. However, please forgive me for right now. I want to warmly welcome Nekomaru when he returns to us. You don't have to worry, Sonia. I'm sure your feelings are reaching them.
Right?
Baby.
Then let's all go greet Nekomaru. Let's make it grand, even for those who have died.
I guess it's Chiaki.
It's got, like, for me, it's Chiaki 100%.
Yeah, like every time she comes on screen, I whisper baby. So I think it's Chiaki. Because both of my favorite girls are dead. Obviously, Kazuichi is one of the top 3 now. I really did think Ibuki was a final girl, which is why I attached to her so much. Because, like, obviously, we all knew I attached to Mikan, but I already knew Mikan was going to be a murderer, just because, like, that was just, you could just tell.
Man, they just ran off without listening to what I had to say.
No one cares.
Unbelievable.
Geez, they're so impatient. Didn't they learn to stick around until others have finished talking? What do you mean?
Hey!
You're plotting something again, aren't you?
No way!
I'm not plotting anything. I was just trying to properly explain everything to them, including Nekomaru's body.
What?
Nekomaru's body? It's their fault for not sticking around until I finished talking. I figured something like this was going to happen.
No.
So if something happens because of that, I bear no responsibility. Bear. What did you do to Nekomaru?
What's this?
What did I do? I just saved him, that's all. I mean, if I didn't do that, there'd be no way I could have saved someone who was that close to death. So I just couldn't be helped. He's either going to be a cyborg or he's going to be
kind of thing, yeah.
He's either going to be a cyborg or he's going to be like completely and totally like replace body with somebody else's body situation. As soon as we exited the elevator, we started running. Hurry, to the beach on the first island.
All right!
Let's haul ass. All right, let's eat ass. I mean, haul ass. Without stopping for
Eat
anything.
ass, suck a dick, and sell drugs. Either way.
Where in the world is Nekomaru?
Hey,
Where in the world is Carmen Nekomaru?
listen.
We have come to pick you up. Please hurry and come out of hiding. Looked at the sea. We raised our voices again. We looked around it again. So on and so forth. We kept looking for him. But
Hey!
what the hell, man? He's nowhere to be found.
Damn it!
Could it be? Did we get false information from from Monokuma again? That's when it happened. We heard a familiar voice echo through the beach.
What happened? Were y'all looking for me?
Anxious to see him.
Is he going to be a Monokuma bear?
Oh God, I hope not.
Could it be?
Oh, she's so cute.
With high hopes and hearts, we turned toward the direction of the voice, and then we saw something truly unbelievable.
Huh? What the?
Yo! I've kept you waiting. Hey, what's going on? Perhaps you don't remember my face since we haven't seen each other in a while. That's pretty sad, you know? That's too much!
who are you?
Huh? You too? What's going on? If you're messing with me, I'll stop doing it to you.
Nekomaru?
When are they really gonna fuck
Haven't
though?
you noticed it yourself?
What do you mean, noticed? Oh, you mean this body? This is nothing.
Yeah, he's a full robot.
The name's Nekomaru Nidai. I've been reborn in the rivers of hell.
Yeah,
I
so it
guess
is a
they're
Cliff
not
Steele
gonna
scenario.
fuck.
You don't know if he doesn't have a dick now.
Fair and valid. You really think Monokuma's gonna give him a dick?
Probably.
Okay.
Why wouldn't he?
Fair. 9 days left.
You think he's not?
Oof.
All right.
9 of us left.
Only
Good
9 students
boy.
remain.
Good boy.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, my little chat right down there in the corner.
Yeah.
We got the nurse apron. We also have her panties.
Because we finished her story. Whose story are we finishing next, Paladin? You get to choose.
I'm thinking Chiaki.
Chiaki?
Yeah.
I'm good with that.
I don't think she's gonna be. I think she's a final girl, so that's like not a thing. Well,
Yeah.
we just saved. We're gonna end it there. We'll
Okay.
come back to this next time because that's a really good stopping point.
Yeah.
But anyway, thank you everybody who came out to today's stream. We will be back with more Danganronpa next Saturday because you go back to work.
Yeah, I'm back at work. Not back at work. I'm still using an iPad,
But you actually have work to do on Wednesdays
mornings now.
Which means more time for Cyberpunk.
Yay,
which
Cyberpunk.
I enjoy, but also I would like to play some Danganronpa. So we'll still do Saturdays for Danganronpa. But next stream will be on Monday for Cyberpunk.
Yee.
Anyway, thank you everybody who came out to today's stream. I've been Paladin Null. This has been Megumin.
Hi.
This has been Danganronpa. Goodbye, Despair. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day, and as always, I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.